He should be smiling. He seems to always be at a Labatt Brier. Now being compared to some of the greatest who have ever played the game and been Alberta champions. Kevin Martin, in his 91 debut, won it all as a rookie. The Labatt Brier beating Randy Wojtowicz in Hamilton. That was 91. Now it's 97, and he's back. And this is his 5th time to the national championship. Is he the best ever? Some people think so. Better than Northcott? Better than Heck Gervais? He just may be. Well, here we are. It's day 3, and if you're on the ice and playing, maybe you have to sit back and take a deep breath because, boy, there's still a long way to go at the Labatt Brier. He comes from the greater Halifax region, from Dartmouth, the Dartmouth Curling Club, this year's Nova Scotia champion, 47-year-old Lowell Gouldon. It's been a while since Nova Scotia has won a Canadian men's curling championship. The last was Don Olier back in 1951. They've only won 2, and right now, Nova Scotia Gouldon are 1-2. Oh, it must win now if he hopes to stay in the running for the tankard. Monday morning, draw 6 here at the Saddledome, and guess what? The 2-time Canadian, 2-time world champion Ed Wernick loses. 6-4 Jeff Thomas from St. John's, Newfoundland, pulls off the upset. Vic Peters, former champion, wins again. That's 4 in a row. Also winning, and big, Alberta. Kevin Martin does it in 6. 9-2 over Northern Ontario and the team from the Sioux. And hey, this kid can play from New Brunswick. So it's Alberta, Manitoba still tied for the top, but now Ontario joins the defeated at 3-1 along with New Brunswick, Newfoundland. British Columbia at 1-2 with 3 others. Then you see Quebec at 1-3 and still winless Northern Ontario and Robert Campbell from PEI. Lowell Gouldon against Martin. He can help himself, he can help others if he can bring the Alberta champion back to the pack.
The 1997 Labatt Brier from Calgary, Alberta. Brought to you by Labatt. Good things brewing. By Ford Trucks. Go where you've never gone before. And by Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. Seeing beyond.
It's still a little windy, but the temperature is nice for a midday walk or jog here in Calgary. But the weather is changing, they say. Colder weather is on the way and lots of snow by Thursday. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to TSN's continuing coverage of this 1997 Labatt Brier. And we're starting to see what many people predicted, that the 3 former championship skip teams, that of Ontario, Manitoba, and Alberta, are starting to pull away, leaving everyone to battle for that 4th and final playoff position. And one of those teams that might be there is Nova Scotia, Lowell Gouldon and his team from the Dartmouth Curling Club. But boy, is he in tough today as he goes against one of those former champions from 1991, Kevin Martin from Edmonton. With their thoughts, Lyndon Ray.
Thank you, Victor. It's kind of appropriate, Linda, that we're here in front of the Hall of Fame, Southern Alberta Hall of Fame display with names like Northcott, Gauso, Lukowicz, administrators like Ray Kingsmith, people that have done so much for the game over the years. And here in Calgary this year, we're moving curling to another level. The people of Calgary, of Alberta, have done a tremendous job in the Saddledome, a fabulous building. Speaking of the building this morning, lots of excitement. Eddie Wernick, Jeff Thomas from Newfoundland, gave him a little lesson out there. Jeff's always been a good curler. It was a good game. Ontario maybe not as sharp as they should have been. And the kid, James Grattan, yes, he's for real. He beat Quebec, Don Westfall. Interesting morning.
Well, there were 2 other games that maybe weren't surprises. Alberta and Manitoba, yes, they did win, and they're holding on to top spot. And it's the team from north in Alberta that's doing proud for this province because they're playing very well. And it's their next opponent that's going to have to go very well to beat them, and that's Nova Scotia. And Lowell Gouldon, well, they played pretty well. 2 games that were very tight, but they only came out with 1 win and 1 loss. And an earlier loss to New Brunswick has them at a record where you're saying, well, maybe they need a win here. Although 6 and 5 often will do it, you don't want to get down early. And a big game, a big win against Alberta would boost their confidence. When you look at the numbers, though, again, you look at those thirds, and Don Walchuk for Alberta shooting lights out. I think Bill Robinson on Nova Scotia's side will have to play very well today.
Well, Kevin won his first 3 games, and they were close games all the way. But he came out this morning and just looked so powerful. So you're right, Nova Scotia's going to have to go big time. This could be a very interesting game, but Nova Scotia's going to have to play at their very best to beat Kevin Martin.
Sometimes you don't walk or jog. Sometimes you need a little push. When we come back, we'll continue with our coverage of the Labatt Brier. It's Nova Scotia against Alberta here on TSN.
Is it true you encourage people not to do their taxes?
Yes.
Why is that, sir?
It's a hassle. They've got better things to do.
Sir, some people try to use a tax vigilante.
Really? Well, we prefer to think of ourselves as providers of peace of mind.
So you're not working alone?
Heck no. Our organization's over 12,000 people strong.
Sir, one more.
Maybe you think only those fast lane types need a Nokia cellular phone.
Bill, Bob, I'm running late.
Well, now Nokia's making cellular phones so easy.
So, cover for me during finger paints?
They're practically child's play.
Right, it's Science Day.
With Nokia's big screens, easy to find names and numbers, and sleek designs.
Cooch, could you handle Sandbox for me? I'm like in a 4-lane parking lot. We're talking rest period before I get there. Oh, I forgot my show and tell.
So now we can all be in the fast lane. Nokia, Europe's leading cellular phone, also made in America, connecting people.
When people hear the Hendrick Motorsports team switch to Quaker State this year, they'll probably think Quaker State wrote us a big check. Well, that's not how it happened. First it had to pass our camshaft test. Then it had to pass our dyno test. Then it had to pass a track test. Then they wrote us the big check.
Look for the new Quaker State NHL Cool Collectibles catalog at all dealers displaying this sign. You can get great NHL League and team-identified items when you have your oil changed with Quaker State, the official motor oil sponsor of the NHL.
McCain brings you the freshest tasting frozen pizza ever made. McCain Pizza Premier in the unique vacuum-packed flavor lock package that seals air out so it stays fresher tasting longer. It cooks in just half the time and has a tender no-mess rim. So whenever you're ready for pizza, McCain Pizza Premier is ready for you in fresh tasting deli lovers, pepperoni, and deluxe. McCain Pizza Premier. We've got a lock on fresh taste.
It's day 3 here at the Saddledome in Calgary in the 1997 Labatt Brier on TSN. And our featured game is on Sheet C, that's second from the right. The ice has been consistent. Let's have Ray tell you about it. Let's read the ice now, brought to you by Labatt. What are some of the things they like about the ice, Ray?
What they like best of all is the sliding surface. It's terrific, but let's talk about the speed. From this hog line to this tee line, you're talking 24 seconds, maybe a little more as the game goes along. Now, this morning on this sheet, going around the center guards, it was coming 3.5, may get to 4. Kevin Martin actually played on this sheet this morning, gets a chance to play on it again. Going around the corners, 3.5. He said, no problem, it was really moving, both corners. Now we know, and it's not going to change, that it's very weight sensitive. In other words, when you step the weight up, it will run straight. You have to be careful with the outside in shots, about 6 to 8 inches coming off the center line. Both sides of the sheet. There's absolutely no frost out there at all. The humidity is low. You have to be careful because it's a warm building. Sometimes we get some flat spots, so brushing is very key. Nova Scotia is going to have their hands full. Kevin did mention to me that maybe the outturn coming down was a little bit straighter than the intern, but we'll watch it for you. Could be a good game, but they'll have to play well to beat Mr. Martin.
Here are all the games now in this 7th draw. Quebec, Saskatchewan. Jim Hackett needs to win. So does Don Westfall. Manitoba, somebody's maybe going to bring Vic Peters back. Could be the team from Whitehorse. There's our featured game in Newfoundland at 3-1 after their big win over Ontario. Barry McPhee from Kamloops, and the teams with the byes, including the winless Northern Ontario and PEI. Kevin Martin will throw Yellowstone's Alberta. Nova Scotia will throw Redstone's Have Last Rock. The Alberta lead is Don Bartlett.
And the Alberta lead is a good one. Don Bartlett, lots of experience in that position. I sat with Don this morning after his game, where we watched the finish of Eddie's game, and we were talking about the lead position, and you know, you people across the country have heard me say this a million times. So Don certainly agreed that it's so much fun to play that spot now, Linda. He said, Ray, I loved it before, but now it's just so great. And he said it does give you that little you know, sense of pride, knowing that you can really not dictate maybe the whole game, but you can certainly dictate the flow of the game in lots of ways. And he's as good. He's a good one. He's satisfied and happy to play where he plays, and he plays it very well.
You'll see from the numbers that the Nova Scotia front end actually have better numbers than the Alberta front end at the moment. They're playing very well. And they're right at it, front row, attempted come around.
Come on. He's in. Come on.
That's a good shot. Move the stone off the center line and roll the shooter in.
We heard Lowell say just before the game, Vic and I Linda were sitting here, and we could hear them talking down there, and Lowell said, I'm going right after him. Isn't that right, Victor?
But then you suggest that's, Linda, Ray, that's the way he has to play. If he's going to have a chance, you can't sit back.
I think if you try and play up and down the sheet with Kevin Martin, he'll beat you every day out. And he can play the quiet, soft game as well as anybody. But I think the way to beat him is just what Lowell did in that situation. Kevin threw up the short guard, and Lowell went around it. As Linda mentioned, it worked out to be a good shot because it moved it off the center line.
Shot, Don.
So it's now a corner. You might make your point, Linda, too, about the corners. You know, we've seen some play that you feel, and I agree with you, that the corners have been too far over in some cases.
Well, especially when you're countering the first rock that comes into the top 8 foot. I think the corner should be in a position where if you come around it, you can better the stone in the house. And that's just my opinion. But as well, we've talked about the fact that the swing dictates the positioning of those guards.
Nova Scotia lead, Chris McLeod.
Okay.
Going to catch anything? Nothing.
Okay, Chris.
Not the way you want to start, is it?
If I put it here.
Alberta without last rock. And the newcomer, his first Brier.
Rudy Ramcharan. I was talking to him for some of the TSN Sports Radio things that I've been doing, and I asked him what the reaction was. He says, well, some people are saying it's comparing it to the Jamaican bobsled team when they appeared at the Olympics, but he said, because he's a native of Trinidad, he says, but don't forget, my parents immigrated here when I was 3, although he has thought of, because he still has and would be a native and has citizenship in Trinidad, of maybe one day beginning some curling club or getting it into the Olympics in Trinidad. I mean, he chuckled half-heartedly about it, but it's possible. The Virgin Islands, I think, are still a part of the World Curling Federation.
They only play 4 ends, their games over there, because the ice melts so quickly. Yeah. They're just a little shorter games, that's all. So you actually go on the offense immediately.
Okay. All right. Bye, George.
I told him, though, if there's a World Curling Championship in Trinidad, I've got the first ticket. I'm buying right now.
I was going to suggest that maybe Ray and I would talk to them about coaching. Another team likes the fact that those stones are very close to the center line, close to the front of the house. They want to own that area, take control of it. So Rudy's being asked for the in-turn hit. We have seen a little more balanced attack from Alberta this year. Kevin has mixed it up considerably on occasion. Lots of rocks in play in some ends. Basically, almost 50-50 draws versus hits in their game so far. Nova Scotia, 58% of their shots so far have been draws, so they've been a little more offensive, but remembering they've had closer games as well.
You were saying too, Linda, I know that because you stayed up late last night working on your stats as you always do, that James Grattan is the most defensive team here, really.
By far, 33% of their shots are draws and many more takeouts.
When do you sleep?
Come on. No. You don't do any ironing. You don't have to ask Al. Do you not cook or iron or anything?
No, I go down to do the iron.
He helps out very nicely.
I iron.
Good hit on the outside one.
No, I also went back to see the records because we start talking at this point of the week how many wins and losses you can have and still make it into the playoffs. Now, I did go back, and quite often 6 and 5 would have been good enough for 4th place. So, though it's only been in the last few years that we've had 4 berths in a page system playoff, 6 and 5 has been in 4th place many, many times. And there's the man that I think will be a big key for Alberta today and throughout the week. Don Walchuk, a tremendous hitting player. Big numbers so far.
John was saying this morning, I just saw the last 5 ends this morning, but he said Don Walchuk must have got rid of about 26 stones this morning. He made a triple, 2 doubles, or 3 doubles. You see, this was absolutely awesome.
Bill Robinson, the Nova Scotia third in his second Brier, as we play in the first end of the 7th draw. Nova Scotia. Oh, again.
Caught in that spot.
What is it? Is there just a spot there? That's 2 now by Nova Scotia.
He had lots of weight. Obviously curled more than they thought it was going to.
Bump.
Kevin got off to a big 3 this morning, and you know he's so tough, Linda, when you get down to him, because he'll defend it, but then all of a sudden he pounces. You know, like he'll halfway through the end, he'll move to the offense, and bang, he throws it at you again.
He's very careful, though. So far, he's stolen 5 ends in his games. He's played 4 games, and he hasn't had any ends stolen against him. So, yeah, he mixes it up, but he picks his opportunities, and he doesn't get into so much trouble with last rock that he's going to risk giving up a steal.
Hurry. Hurry.
Nice line, a little bit stronger than they wanted. They hoped it would be top 8.
Little big.
Little big, meaning too much weight. Chance for Nova Scotia to come around and sit right on top of it in this area here.
Same as it's been, eh? Oh, lots of room. All kinds of room. No. Never. All kinds of room. Hey, Bill.
Bill, you just can't miss it that way. If you're going to miss it, you have to wreck on the front.
Oh, okay.
You have to do something. You can't miss it that way. I mean, Bill knows it. I'm not telling him anything he doesn't know, but it's just now all of a sudden, and Kevin makes a good shot here, which he's liable to do.
They could really close off that 4-foot.
He's going to move big hog line here. Real big.
Those aren't the numbers we're used to seeing from Kevin Martin. He is the lowest on his team. But he has made some big shots for them, and that's what the skip does so well.
Lot of room. Whoa, leave it up. Whoa. Lot of room. Whoa. Ball. Yep. We finish it a bit, yeah. Hard. Hard. Okay. Slides nice, sir. There.
Well, a little bit of a break for Lowell. I know he didn't want to look at 3 rocks in the first end, and I certainly don't blame him. But if you take this stone here and put it over into this area here, slightly behind this, you're really in trouble, Linda. But as it turns out, he can see it, so he can get the hit on it, and that's what he's playing. He could actually kill the back one as well.
Yeah, just regular.
Regular weight. Very respectable.
Nova Scotia's overall numbers have come up every game, 73% first game, then 77, and then 83% their last game. So improving every time.
First stone for the Nova Scotia skip. Here in the first. Got it by, got the double, caught it. Oh, my.
Oh, just a little too much.
Not bad.
Just curled. Not bad is right. A moment ago it was looking disastrous. Just curled a little too much for him. Good brushing.
And look at them lean on those brushes. They really work it. Jumps over the guard, but can't quite make contact with the backline.
You got 2 shots, right?
Pretty athletic front end for Nova Scotia.
Both young, 21 years of age. George Ernst and Chris McLeod.
This is the problem. You could, Kevin is saying, I could hit it through here. I don't want to jam it onto this one.
All right.
I hate to jam stupid.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be brutal.
Oof.
What do you think?
Chris McLeod, left. George Ernst, both students. One at St. Mary's, the other one at Dalhousie.
Give me outside 8. See what these guys think.
I think the pick's pretty dangerous at this point.
Just going to guard it, looks like. Linda, I think that's the decision they made on this.
What do you guys think? Like this? It's not that hard a shot for that instinct. Okay. There's not much else we can do. I can't afford to try to pick this dude. All right.
Wastes no time, does he? Steps up to the ball and hits it.
Hey, a lot of room.
Line's good. Looks like lots of weight.
It's really sliding down the center.
Okay.
Beautiful ice.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
It's okay.
A little bit less. A bit less. Okay.
Well, old Gouldon a year ago had back surgery, and his back still bothers him, and so,
Right at it.
just a little bit, 45 minutes before taking the ice, here he was in the training room getting a massage from therapist Angie Pilkington. He's a marathoner. He's run the New York Marathon twice. Just failed to qualify for Boston, failed by 1 minute, reaching the qualifying time.
He needs a big shot here. If he makes it, he could get off to a great start. He's got the angle off for 2.
Whoa!
Okay, good try.
He'll give up the steal of 1.
1 yellow.
It could have been a lot worse, he probably thinks. Gouldon gives up the steal here in the
I
first.
couldn't afford to play my out-turn pick. Turn the stupid thing onto the motion.
The up to 9-passenger 1997 Ford Expedition. The new lord of the jungle.
Hope you've got an insurance broker. Hope you've got an insurance broker. Sometimes the best insurance is an insurance broker. Because an independent insurance broker works for you, not just one insurance company, to evaluate your needs to cover you best.
We make maple leaf wieners for Courtney, who will only eat Mr. Broccoli if he hasn't touched Mr. Gravy. We make maple leaf wieners for Tim, who says peas explode in his mouth. And for Caitlin, whose scrambled eggs must be shaped like little boats. Maple leaf wieners have a taste made especially for kids. For Kenny, who won't eat anything with sauce, and Jason, who won't eat anything without sauce, there will always be maple leaf.
It was a
about the time that gold was discovered on Bonanza Creek.
That the Canadian Bank of Commerce set out on the epic trek to the Klondike to be the government's official bank. There was plenty of gold, all right, but the men knew they could trust the bank because they were there on behalf of the government and could see a larger dream, a dream called Canada.
As in the past, CIBC continues to play a pioneering role by investing in Canada's vision of the future. Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
Let's begin our updates here in the 7th draw with Quebec and Saskatchewan. Oh, find me, this is Manitoba, and they're playing the Yukon Northwest Territories, and it's Vic Peters out of the Granite, Winnipeg, and he's got it locked in there. That was just a throwaway. He'll take his 1, and the team from Whitehorse will have Last Rock playing 2. Now it's Quebec against Saskatchewan. 1 and 3, Quebec out of Buckingham, Saskatchewan packet at 1 and 2, and the hit and stick for 1 for Don Westfall, and so the team from Estevan will have Last Rock playing the 2nd. Now it's Newfoundland. Hey, they're on a roll. They've come off a win against Ontario, and here against Barry McPhee, Jeff Thomas opens with the deuce, and British Columbia has Hammer playing 2. It's a little early for Easter. Stop nibbling on my ear. We're on TV. As we go to the 2nd end, Alberta with the steal of 1. Nova Scotia to have Hammer again in 2.
So another center line guard and another chance for a come around.
Good line.
Vic, just before we go any further into this game, I just want to pass a message on to our very good friend, Mary Baird in Nova Scotia. Mary, I got the fudge, and I told you, if you were listening during the Scott, that I'm trying to watch my weight. Now, please.
But it wasn't just the fudge.
No.
It was the tons and chocolate and maple. It was wonderful.
That's just,
at least the little bit I've been able to taste so far.
It's delicious, Mary. We thank you,
yes,
as always. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, and I know you'd like to be here, certainly.
Good. A little bit for line.
So do you think that, I mean, he had a chance to get out of it. He could have made the double and scored 2. He gives up the steal of 1, but I think Lowell Gouldon might consider himself a little fortunate.
Well, it really looked, if Kevin makes his first shot, it's in tough, but, you know, Lowell could have made that double and scored 2. Could have got the hit and roll, scored 1. It just didn't work out for him, but he was in a big jam there for a few minutes. I think he's pretty satisfied with what happened there after he looked at the rocks before he went to throw his first one.
It was sort of ironic that the hit and roll he was trying was the spot that 2 of his teammates had over-curled on, and his rock went very straight and didn't curl enough. I don't know if the teammates had maybe gotten a little inside and just got to the curl faster or what happened. They have one back of the button now, and Chris will try and protect it.
Wow.
Way out.
Wow, all kinds of room.
Way out.
No.
Wait's all right.
All kinds of room. Come on. Come on. Hard, you guys, come on.
They can get a half touch around the yellow rock. They can half protect theirs.
Come on. Roll it. Roll it. Take it over there. Come on. Come on.
Okay,
that's a good shot. That's a good shot.
Whole team looks like they're using those new swivel-headed brushes.
Normal hit.
They really lean on the brushes, and the earlier complaint from the ice makers is a lot of these players are leaning so hard and using grippers, and they swivel their gripper foot and dig into the ice, and that's what's sort of causing little spots in the ice when the building's very warm.
Rudy Ramcharan.
Run through. Not quite.
And to leave Nova Scotia sitting just behind the tee line, full in the 8.
The rock in the house is guarded. There you see the Alberta stone in front of the house is protecting it, so they'll try and come in around the center line guard.
Ball. I think you need more.
Well, this is a chance, Linda. A little more ice they're talking about.
All kinds of room. Well.
These are big shots. You've got to make these shots to keep the pressure on. You have the advantage of last rock. You want to try and score 2.
That's heavy.
George Ernst, the Nova Scotia second.
Hey, George.
And out the back.
Those are little things, but they're so important. I mean, that rock is even better short than long. A chance to bury. You got one covered. Got a chance to tuck around there, the top of the 4-foot, and really bury that one. You set up the potential of scoring 3, Linda. Opportunities. It's a game of opportunities. It's easy to talk about it up here. I realize that. It's tougher when you're throwing them. But the teams that are winning are the teams that are making them.
Yep. Playing the run back on the quarter guard, their own stone, and trying to drive it back on shot rock.
He just missed with his first one. Won't miss this time. Rudy Ramcharan.
And they broom their stone very tight, runs quite straight with that up weight, and at least got it out of the house.
Wow.
That's all right.
Yep. Lots of room. Wow. All kinds of room.
It's gonna move.
Okay, here it comes. Come on.
Hard. It's gonna move it again. Come on.
Hard. Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. Whoa.
Now that's a good shot.
How about it?
Touch deep.
When you see the grippers, it's the fact that many of them, especially you can see on the left, they dig and twist as they're moving. They're very athletic now with the grippers on their feet, good stability, and it's the twisting little action is causing tiny circles on the ice, especially when the building's warm and they're like little flat spots. And when at the end of a game, when it's really bad, you can go down and it looks like thousands of little circles. It's just amazing.
Don Walchuk as we play third stones here in the second end. 1-0 Alberta leading after the steal of a single in the first.
Hard for weight. Come on, guys. Come on. Hard. Right up hard.
Good shot.
Sorry, a little pulled the string a bit.
Great line, just a little bit light. A couple of things you can do here. You can come down to this one here and just angle onto it, setting up this kind of an angle.
Okay.
He's talking about playing a hit on it, pushing it this way and trying to roll over here.
I think the final decision is a
draw the other side.
Or draw around the guard.
Stay close. Come on. Hard. Come on.
Bill Robinson.
Okay. Stay close. Stay close.
Yeah, bringing it right in.
Drawing around the other guard, the other side.
Right back. Come on. Oh. Sit. Hey, Bill.
But it's not second shot. So it doesn't do a job for him. He needs this stone in this area here. Not there. This shot was accessible, I think, before. Maybe pushing it here and rolling, trying to roll over that.
But then you roll here.
Well, he set him up for a double.
But he can't. This isn't bad, bumping this into here, because he's got no double this way.
What's wrong? Bump this one? No?
Yeah, I like this one.
You want to go to the back one? Okay.
What's that?
Don Walchuk was talking about that.
Yeah.
Going this way. Kevin wants to come down, get that one. Just bump it back there. Sit in this area up there.
Yeah, we got control up front there.
Just to go back to the redstone that was just played, I would have played it higher in the house or even just tight to the house or a corner guard or corner freeze, as you said, Ray. Now there is room to come in. Even if you'd made that come around perfectly, there would be room to come in. And it's those yellow stones in the front area that Alberta can now manipulate and try and get in better position to be used to be promoted into scoring position.
Well, if you can.
I actually think you could have played with back 12 foot of weight. You could have played the hit on it as well.
No.
I mean, the quiet tap back.
No. No.
Kevin's trying to raise here, which is throw away.
More. Come on, come on. Hard. Hard. Not done.
See, that's...
Waldrick thinks there's a double there.
Well, there is a double there.
It's not bad.
But it's a toughie.
I think you got to play the double, Bill.
Yeah. Bill Robinson has struggled a little bit. Missed his first two in the first stand.
Okay, pretty firm.
Comes deep with his first here in the second.
Yeah, pretty firm.
It is his draws that he's come in with lower percentages, 65% on draws. On in-turn takeouts, which this one is, he's at 86%. There's a big difference between the draws and the hits.
Yep. Hooray! Whoa! Whoa!
Chris McLeod, George Ernst on it again.
Whoa!
Got the line.
Whoa!
Oh.
Yeah, whoa, I wanted to go through there.
Lowell thought it was over-curling so much it would jam. Bill thought the double was still possible. That was the difference in the calling for the sweeping.
Yeah, we're trying to get rid of these.
I understand.
It's either that
Come here.
It's either that or they're trying to trick us. It looked like I guess he was calling because he did want to curl a little more. He just took the back one. And you're right.
Well,
I mean, you almost
give
touched
it a chance. You know, like, I thought we had a good chance.
No, you're up on the nose right away.
Oh, I didn't think I was at all. Try to hit it on the nose or a little inside. Try to get that back double. Yeah.
On the nose. That's possible. Gotta be careful here, though.
Hard.
Big weight on these.
Yep. Hard.
He loves them.
Hard.
Kevin Martin in his first, here in the second.
Cut.
Shotstone survives another day.
Cut.
It's a very good shot, though. He's moved everything off from the hole area.
Okay.
Yellowstones are in good position to be promoted up if he wants to.
Curls quite a bit.
Got the back red one out.
Yep.
Maybe a touch more. Okay.
Up in here.
Okay. Well, kind of corner frozen there.
Corner freeze if you can. That's the shot.
The first for the Nova Scotians hit Lowell Gouldon.
Line's good. Lots of room. Out. 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 Out.
Oh, yep. 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 Whoa. Yep. 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 Come on. Hurry. Okay, that's fine. Stupid freaking Mike.
They wanted to get it back, otherwise they would have left the double.
For the bump, eh?
Huh? No, you can't double kick that out.
Yeah, but
There's not much room past the guard to do that.
Okay. And we just got to blast out of there.
what Don Walchuk was saying is, can you get by this
a little less
close
ice,
enough
Don.
of this one to hit it with the big weight, hit this here, and kind of move it sideways, which might tick that one that way. But you heard Kevin's comment, I don't think I can get by that guard, so let's just get this out of there, blast it out, and that's what they're going to do.
And he's talking about rolling away so that there isn't an easier pocket to draw to for the opponent. And this one is flying.
And he'll roll away as well.
So a chance for 2 points, and these are opportunities.
Maybe a bit more.
Same ice.
It's faster than normal, isn't it? Yeah. No, but I mean, you know, it's faster than the other days, I think. Yeah.
Final stone for Nova Scotia, Lowell Gouldon.
Wait.
It's a draw for 2.
He's talking about it being very fast. Other days, 14 seconds at the hog line would be perfect for a 4-foot draw. So that has a little bit too much speed if it's a normal draw from a regular sheet of ice that we've seen.
Use a little bump. And he'll slide through. Lowell Gouldon misses the opportunity to pick up a second point. He has to settle for 1. So we play 2 here in this 7th draw. Alberta will have hammer when we come back to Calgary.
This sports break is brought to you by Midas, the way it should be.
We hope you're enjoying the Brier, everyone. Rod Smith in the TSN Newsroom. Some tennis action today. Playing the first round of the Champions Cup, Indian Wells, California. 16-seed Jim Courier against Spaniard Francisco Clave, and that point goes to Courier there in a 2-1 lead. But Clave comes back the next game. Courier goes into the net on that rally, and it is 2-2. Now, Courier would take the next game, getting it past Clave there, but Clave took the first set and is actually Courier leading 3-2 in the second. And just a reminder, the National Hockey League on the air again at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have the Dallas Stars taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Also, Vancouver's in Chicago, and the Ottawa Senators taking on the Coyotes in Phoenix tonight.
Deli shaved black forest ham, oven roasted turkey and chicken, assorted sub.
Popular downtown deli or the Winklers on Maple Street. Introducing the new and improved taste of Maple Leaf sandwich meats that will turn your home into a deli. Deli shaved black forest ham, oven roasted turkey and chicken. Sub Express with ham, bologna, and summer sausage.
You forgot the mustard on table 7.
And you forgot your check.
New Maple Leaf sandwich meats. Taste that's a cut above.
When the Hendrick team switched to Quaker State this year, I was talking with my crew chief about it, and he said they ran through all these tests. The dyno, the camshaft test, and the stuff beats all their standards. So I said, but don't forget, we won 8 races with last year's oil. And he said, yeah, but don't you forget, we also lost 24. Tough crowd.
Get your own special Quaker State NHL Cool Collectibles catalog when you buy your case of Quaker State Motor Oil, the official motor oil sponsor of the NHL.
Another update for you in Newfoundland, British Columbia as they play second. Remember, Newfoundland opened with 2. This is the final stone for Barry McPhee out of Kamloops. Can't hold the shooter. It was a hit for 2. He'll settle for 1. McPhee out of the Kamloops Curling Club. Here are all the scores. They blank the second, so Saskatchewan, Jim Packett has hammer playing 3. So does the team from Whitehorse. And that's our featured game. Nova Scotia missing the chance for 2. It's 1-1 as we go to the third, and Alberta has last rock.
Okay, it's going to go too far. Go off. Okay.
Well, I'm sure some of you think we maybe harp on it too much, but, you know, it's opportunities in the game of curling, and there was a draw to the 4-foot for 2, and you just had a draw just before that, and you came to the back of the 4-foot, and you have a chance to draw again to the 4-foot. You really have to make that shot. That's an extra point. Just a little too hard and just a little too far.
Lots of weight. Lots of room, guys.
An opportunity. Out the window.
Whoa.
All right.
Oh, boy, that buckle's in there. Nice, isn't it?
Chris works part-time at Swiss Chalet and then studies commerce at Dalhousie University.
Okay, it's a good line.
Just line. Line only.
It's real good. Come on,
It's a good example of those brooms you were talking about, Vic. The angled ones can go sideways, as I call it, get it very close together.
Come on, let it go. Come on.
Right up. Hard.
And they really do lean on them.
Come on. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Shot, Chris. Sorry.
That's okay.
Corner freeze.
Postal Service well represented here with Don Bartlett, who's an inside postal worker, and Lowell Gouldon, who's a letter carrier.
Quiet. Weights down.
Okay, line's good.
Weights down.
Okay. Try to get it here. Hurry. Hard. Come on. Come on, slide and go. Come on. Come on, Shildo. Come on. Right up. Right up. Right up. Right up.
That's it, guys. Good shot. Good shot.
It's nice when you've got curl like this.
It's beautiful ice and very consistent as far as the amount of curl on each turn.
Another commerce student, but this time at St. Mary's University.
Okay, good line.
This is the kind of end that every player has to be thinking, because we're playing angles, we're playing proper position as far as being in front of the tee line, and every rock is crucial to the final strategy for the end.
Wow.
That's good. Line only. Line only. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay, George.
Okay, George.
He's so close, eh? Just a little too strong.
Tap bars.
Yeah. You couldn't illustrate it better than
Back line kind of stuff, Ruth.
he signaled it for us. Tap the yellow onto the red with back line 12-foot weight.
Rudy from Sharon.
We're going to program in that back 12-foot weight.
Lots of weight. Okay, well then, off. Whoa. Yeah, we got hot. Yeah. See? Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow. Curl, come on, honey. Come on, a little more. Great shot, ready?
Oh, boy.
Great shot.
The hole's still there. You can draw right through the hole.
Just hang on for a second. Hang on, Lowell.
George Ernst. Alberta has hammered for the first time of the game here in this third of a 1-1 tie.
Lots of room. Get no line yet. No, no. Wow. Wow. No, it's no line yet.
Weight's real good.
No, he's still on this one.
It's going to break hard now.
What? Whoa! Whoa, he's still on this one. Whoa! Whoa! Get by. Yep. Great shot, George.
Wow.
Now, it did really hook once it got by the first one. You could see how long they had to wait, because the rock George threw was hanging on that outside yellow one and hanging on, and finally it broke, ends up on the button.
What do you think?
Well, that, or you could run that. Peel the guard off while running onto the yellow. Might make a double. But, I don't know. Either or. Either or.
Yeah. I like this.
What do you like? What do you like? Well, I was saying straight back on the guard, but...
Normal weight.
The last of the second stones here in the third.
Wow. Wow. Good shot.
He's brought his game, huh?
Shot.
And you can see the great fit because, again, he throws that up weight with accuracy. They can give very little ice, throw it right side of the rock and get the proper angle onto shot rock. They did lose their one, but certainly are happy that the redstone is off the button now.
Alberta third, or pardon me, Nova Scotia third, Bill Robinson.
All kinds of room. No, just wait for it. Gotta go right here, you guys.
Just angle on it.
Oh, no. No.
Just get it angled as you can.
Yep. Bye, boy. Nice shot.
Great job, Bill.
That's a very nice shot, Linda. He's got it angled onto the front one. All of a sudden, you take away the double, force John Walchuk to play the draw.
And that Yellowstone could be easily removed if they wanted to by playing the promotion onto the red.
Is going out a little farther to make the draw a little harder? Or is it hooked that much it's not that difficult?
I think it will curl nicely from there.
A lot of weight.
Line's nice.
Lots of weight.
How much?
Back 8, back 12.
Okay, stay close. A lot of room yet.
Makes a big move here.
Too much weight.
Just a little too much weight.
Only got a piece.
Back 8, back 12, the front end said.
Just gone just a little off on his weight so far this afternoon.
Here, Bill.
Yeah.
Seen lots of rocks in play. It's great.
Okay, lots of room. Stay close. Stay close. Come on.
Bill Robinson works for a company in the greater Halifax area called Parts for Trucks.
Hard! Whoa. Whoa. That's a good shot.
Everybody's just a little bit too strong on those draws.
I would rather have had that a little bit short, to be honest with you, Linda. I mean, now the rock is out more in the open. You can sit right on top of it.
Was I out on that one a little?
Maybe a hair, not much. Maybe a little less ice.
I really think if you just, if you stop it anywhere in this area here, it's a better shot than moving it back into there. Now you can see what can happen. This rock is more exposed, so you're able to come down and just sit right on top of it. You can see it all. Before, it was covered a little bit. Quite a bit, actually, Linda. So it really didn't work in your favor at all. You can't expect Don Walchuk to miss 2 in a row like that.
Okay. Clean. Well. Clean, yep. Hard. Hard, real hard. We got to bump it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nice shot.
Little inside roll, too.
Yep. Let's go.
That button area is certainly closing down, getting smaller and smaller because it's hard to get there. And that yellow one is not able to be really removed. It can be tapped a tiny bit.
Yep.
This team, another example of age and experience, youth vitality. They the back end of Gouldon, Robinson. Here before, Ernst, McLeod, the front end. 2 former Nova Scotia junior champions.
Oh. I know. Oh. Lots of room yet. Oh. Way out there. No. I know. Stay close.
Kind of like our team, I guess, say, Vic. Age and experience, and youth and vitality. I'm not sure which one of you two is.
Don't go there.
The youth.
Okay, Lowell.
Taps it back. Alberta, Yellowstone, still shot.
Yeah.
Huh?
Sounds good.
Alberta's still looking for their 2. Every time you have the hammer, you're hoping to be able to capitalize and get the 2 points. So
Can't afford to be heavy here.
Kevin Martin's trying to just
We end up
wiggle
walking
in
a
off
freeze
the
on the inside of the red. It's not
corner
that
of the
bad,
red.
He's kind of
Just off of this one here. Moving it to there, and sit right in there.
The first for Kevin Martin.
Whoa, off guy, off. Stay close, though. Oh. Ow. Wow.
You heard Kevin say very clearly you can't afford to be heavy, and you can't. Moves big time, but...
Okay, shot.
I'll say. You can see the trouble that Nova Scotia's gotten themselves into, you know, just with that. When Bill Robinson's stone went that just too far, Linda. It's one of those things you have to kind of think about. You know, I don't know what he can do now. Alberta's line 2.
Well, he can pick out the one yellow one. It's the back yellow one that's really tough. That's what they're looking at.
The only thing I don't like about doing that, if you smash that one into there.
You're never getting rid of this baby, I'll tell you that much.
I don't know how many of these rocks you lose when you're doing it.
Well, this one's going to go against this one, and against that one doesn't matter. I mean, how else can we get short rock?
You can't.
And how can we stop him from getting 2?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
Just peel it right out of there and just give him a draw for 2?
Yeah. You might. I mean, you might if you hit it right hard. If you hit it, you know, right there and hit it hard.
Right, spin this off of here?
Yeah, that might just go spinning, right?
I don't know.
This is the one they're talking about spinning off, possibly.
You got anything else?
That's about right. Okay.
Well, he's going to throw big time at this stone here, trying to get rid of it, obviously.
I'm not even sure if you can double them out of there, but you can get one out of there.
You get one out, and hoping
just
maybe
trying to hit it thin.
This might spin out that way. I don't...
Peel weight.
Kevin Martin might be able to do it. But... He could certainly jam this and maybe give up the 3, the draw for 3.
In a 1-1 tie as we play the third. Final stone, Lowell Gouldon.
Whoa! Hurry.
That's a moving.
Oh, he did. Did he get it moving far enough?
I think Kevin will have a hit for 2.
But he did spin it away.
Yes, he did.
Well, they knew they could get them moving. The problem was they were all jamming on each other.
Boards.
Okay.
I'm thinking with board weight, if it's going to over curl, I can roll onto this one,
Okay. Yeah. That's the reason I didn't like playing that.
Well, I didn't know they'd all go.
Keep your eye on the one he moves first.
Beyond that one.
Pardon?
Yellow.
Well,
and that's the one that wouldn't move. He jammed the other one nicely.
And even that almost did go out, right? That was the one that was frozen back here?
No, that was the one you jammed back into the pocket. I think the one that was frozen went.
It did. You're right, Bill.
Too much done.
Kevin's curling supplies.
Clean. No. Whoa.
Just quiet. Tap back here, Linda. Risk of jam, maybe?
No, he was playing more weight, which surprised me a bit. Can't roll very far.
Going to sit there. Roll. And is he sit enough? Now they'll look at those 2 around the
shot.
I think
he's got 2. Maybe 3.
Hey? 3? Okay.
It is 3. So despite the good shot by Gouldon, Kevin Martin picks up 3 here in the third. Don Bartlett throws lead stones for Alberta. It's Chris McLeod for Nova Scotia. Rudy Ramcharan for the team from Edmonton. And George Ernst from the Dartmouth Curling Club. Don Walchuk is the third. Bill Robinson for Nova Scotia and the skips. Kevin Martin from the Otwell. And Lowell Gouldon from Nova Scotia.
You know, racing for interstate means my battery has enough power to run my car, as well as some other race necessities, like this mini fridge, my foot massager. Heck, I even had a big screen put in for my friends.
Maybe you think only those jet set types need a Nokia cellular phone.
Hi, it's me. Flight's delayed.
Well, now Nokia's making cellular phones so easy.
Late. Can I skip my bath?
They're practically child's play.
Attention, Flight 11 is delayed.
Can I call you back?
With Nokia's big, easy-to-read screens, last number redial, and sleek designs.
No, don't hold dinner. I'm eating my body weight in hot dogs. No, wait up. You got to tuck me in.
So get set to join the jet set. Nokia, Europe's leading cellular phone, also made in America, connecting people.
Was a commercial for Bounty Jumbo, it would end right here. But it's a commercial for Scott Towels Jumbo, which soaks up big spills as well as Bounty Jumbo. Yet Scott Towels Jumbo is 22% longer. Scott Towel, strong, absorbent, and lots on a roll.
I am an adult. I am a child. I am a worker. I am a hero. I am all things to a very select group of people.
The power of Cantel Wireless has come together with the global vision of AT&T to give you the freedom to be everything you are.
Ray Turnbull and Linda Moore have made a series of curling videos featuring world champions Jeff Stout and Kim Gillard. The mechanics of the delivery, sweeping motion, strategy of the game, plus a viewer's guide. Call 1-800-454-8888. Order yours today. Time now for our brain teaser here in the 7th draw. 2 players who are teammates this week played against each other at the Canadian Championship in 1987. Who are they?
Do we answer now, or?
Oh, no, hold on. Did you get advance warning on this one?
Not today, I didn't.
Okay.
You made me look so bad yesterday.
Updating on the game between Manitoba and the Yukon Northwest Territories as they play in 3. Final stone for Lonnie Kofoed. And he'll fan those 2 red stones sitting in the 4-foot. Steal of 2 for Vic Peters. He's up 3-0 now as they go to 4. Newfoundland and British Columbia as they play 3. 2-1. Jeff Thomas from St. John's leading. Will hit and roll. Just sits nicely for 2 and a 4-1 lead over Barry McPhee from BC. Meanwhile, Saskatchewan Jim Packett has scored 2 in the 3rd and leads Don Westfall from Buckingham, Quebec. 2-1 as they go to 4. Here at the Canadian Airlines Saddledome. And TSN 7th draw coverage of this Labatt Brier.
Let's wait, Don.
That's interesting. I mean, we wouldn't... That 3 stuck up on us a little bit.
We were talking during the break, and Linda was saying, and she's absolutely correct, that what happened with Lowell's shot is that he moved the 3 red ones in the back so far that they brought the front yellow one into play. You know, it's a risky shot to try. He moved the frozen stone out of the rings, actually, but he moved all 3 of the red ones.
His original discussion about picking the yellow one was okay, but that meant you had to hit that first yellow one very, very thinly and not touch those back rocks and concede the draw for 2.
Good line. Yep. Hard. Hard. Going too far. Okay. Okay. Okay, Chris.
A little more ice, eh? It's a little light, but still need more ice.
So Lowell Gouldon's final stone.
Well, here it is here, and what Linda was mentioning, we were talking about in the break, is that he hits it hard. Now watch the frozen stone at the back moves, but watch the 3 red stones now. The 2 of them, I should say, move back. Now it brings the stone at the top of the 12-foot, the 12 o'clock position into play, and Kevin makes the double, and that's how he scores 3.
So he could have done what in hindsight?
Off the top, eh?
Just played the pick to leave him 2.
Okay. Or could have guarded it. I don't think Kevin could get in for the 3rd point from any position at that time. The end really turned around when Bill Robinson went so deep. I mean, if he had been, if he freezes in perfectly, it's great. But he went back too far. If he stops it anywhere short,
still need more weight. Or ice. Right.
you just need a deuce to get yourself back in the game.
Oh, oh.
Weight's good.
Nova Scotia second, George Ernst.
Okay, stay close. Come on. Come on. Hard. Hooray! Come on, you guys. Come on.
Want to freeze the top one?
Wait, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
Riddler jersey's on. Get the Riddler jersey on.
I think they're having a chuckle. I thought Kevin might march up and try and pick out the red stone top 12, but instead he's trying to come around it, being totally aggressive.
I'm actually surprised he's not peeling that out of there, aren't you, a little bit, Linda?
Yes.
I know there are rocks behind it, but I mean, the way they control the big waves, they can...
Little down, maybe.
They can get all the rocks moving.
Hard for line.
Needs it.
Okay, hurry. Or guard, just tight guard. Well, bring it as tight as you can. We're in the rings.
Now you see the feet, great example of the feet and what I was talking about, making the little marks on the ice. Hard to stop it because they're great sweepers.
Here.
NHL tonight comes your way at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Dallas, the Stars against the Maple Leafs in Toronto. Before that, that's hockey with Dave Hodge. And we'll be back with Draw 8 of this Labatt Brier. Barry McPhee from British Columbia on the ice right now with a record of 1-2 and trailing Newfoundland against Ed Warenick, the Ontario team coming off that loss to Newfoundland will bring a record of 3-1 into Draw 8 of this Labatt Brier.
Hard! Hurry! Come on! Come on, you guys! Hard! Hard! Hurry!
Okay, George.
Nice shot.
Well, can you hit that 3 across the top of the 4?
Huh? Can what?
The 3, the red one, here.
Yeah.
Across the top of this one?
I know if we can get to the top, it's going to be tight. But...
Well, let's try to get this one.
Okay.
You like that ice?
Oh, that's lots.
Why go after this one and not Shotstone?
Well, the Shotstone is partially buried, Vic, and if you did throw it and you ever tick the yellow one onto the red one, you could push them into lie 2. So he can get rid of a stone here, and they think maybe they can, when they hit it, they can maybe come across the top and hit both the red ones.
Don Walchuk, as we play here in 4, Nova Scotia.
Wow.
Trailing 4-1. Boy, oh boy. Now there's your end. They ask a question and they'll answer it, don't they?
He's starting it up again. You should have seen him this morning. I've never seen anybody remove so many stones.
Good shot. Oh, he threw that good. Oh. Oh, he threw that one right on a roll.
It's the kind of shot you don't want to leave, Don. Obviously, he's very good at it. His takeout's 88% so far. And they just line up side of the rock, fire it. They weren't sure, Ray, about getting the second one, whether or not it would spill off the back, but away it went.
I mean, he hit it absolutely perfect. Straight. You hear Skip saying, boy, you threw that one straight. And you know when someone comes out, you know, like that, Vic, so straight, right up the stick and just lets it go. He comes out hard, obviously, throwing the big weight.
Here it comes.
And it's a nice transfer for Skip to say, boy, you threw that straight.
Well, looks good. Well, no. Oh. Yeah, boy. Good shot.
Take it again.
Same
and
shot.
Here was what you thought would be the key matchup, and it's so far not even close. In fact, Don Walchuk, 67% may be disappointing for him.
He's missed a few draws, Vic.
Yes.
He's been a couple. We mentioned that he's been fighting the draw weight, not big time missing it, but just not being there. So that's what hurt his percentages. But when you can clean up like he can, and by giving up that 3, Lowell knows as well as anybody that they're such a hard team to come back on. This morning, Kevin got 3 in the first end, and it was just there was lots of rocks in play through the game, but you just couldn't get back because when they get into trouble, they have that great ability to throw the huge weight, and they get the results from it.
Hey, that one.
It's part of the big package, and not all teams have that extra big weight package. Gord Smith, your skip, was saying that he doesn't have that package on his team. No. So he has to skip a different style of game.
Good line.
The package I bring is a little lighter.
Off the weight.
It's missing a few things.
Stay close. Good line.
And Gord doesn't refer to it as a package.
Great line. No.
Fits in an envelope? Was that how he described it?
Good.
Something that Lowell could deliver.
Very nice shot.
Excellent shot.
And this is where it's frustrating because that is a beautiful, almost perfect freeze by Bill. Now you're going to see Kevin Martin go down the ice, and in a matter of seconds, he's going to try and blast this out of there.
Literally seconds.
Yes.
Comes back, though, to something we've talked about before. You can play these up shots when you have the mechanics, such as Don Walchuk or Kevin, because nothing breaks down, does it?
A lot of ice.
I can speak from personal experience. When I'm playing, if I try to up it, I'm usually tossing it a little bit and pushing it a little bit. Here we go. Put your bets on the table. 6, 6.5. Yeah, it's nothing safe.
5.81. We'll see them faster than that.
Peel weight, definitely. That for Kevin, that's almost like normal hit. Normal hit for most people is 9.5 seconds between the hog line.
So where would he have had to glue that then, literally glue it, to maybe make that more difficult because it was on an angle?
That's a good question too, Vic. You know, that's why the buried stone against this team is better than the frozen stone. In other words, you got to get rocks up front and get around them because then to get at those stones, you have to play the long angle raises or the quiet tapbacks. I mean, if you don't get it dead on the center, frozen perfectly, they squeeze them out.
Wait. Lowell Gouldon and the first for the Nova Scotia skip.
Hooray! All the way!
Nova Scotia with last rock here in this fourth.
Come on! Come on, you guys. Right up! Hurry! Come on! Come on! Hurry!
Great weight, just tick the front, guys.
And it was a great attempt to try and use the opponent's rock and use it as a guard to try and draw around it. But those are tough because that stone top 12, it's so difficult. If it was in front of the house, you have more room to get around it.
I'll try to throw that same old turn you threw. It didn't curl a lot.
It is a wonderful building, the Canadian Airlines Saddledome, and 4 sheets in play. Today was the first day, though, that they'll see 3 full draws. 4 games at 9 local time. Then at 1:30, and then again at 7:30.
Whoops.
Gee, that ran. Oh, it just ran.
That's the outturn coming towards the glass.
And earlier this end, there was a draw attempt by Nova Scotia around the corner guard that also did not move, so we'll keep an eye on that spot.
That's actually what Kevin mentioned to me before the game started.
Lowell having to draw here, having to bite the 8-foot for the point.
Careful! Careful!
Easy.
No clean.
Nice draw.
You bet. His team has been under an awful lot of pressure. Gouldon picks up 1.
1 red.
Alberta still has the lead, and they have the hammer back.
Back button, maybe.
Rainbow tortellini with marinara sauce. Spinach linguine and 4 cheese sauce.
You may have already tasted Olivieri fresh pasta and gourmet sauces. Olivieri, as good to cook as it is to serve.
Sun-dried tomato pesto sauce on angel hair pasta.
All right, everybody, to the kitchen!
Olivieri, as good as it gets.
The job was to build a tough truck, so we put the F-150 through hard labor and came up with features that work. The only super cab with a standard 3rd door. The only 60/40 split rear bench. More footroom, more headroom, and the safety of standard dual airbags. We figure if it can handle the punishment from 9 to 5, it should work just fine on weekends. The 1997 Ford F-150. Strength after strength after strength.
At first glance, this battery looks like most other batteries, except for one important feature. Only a UAP Napa battery meets the top quality standards of UAP Napa. UAP Napa, the right brand for the job.
In a clinic like this, I can't stop for a headache. The doctor here told me about Advil. It's tough on pain, and it really works fast. In fact, 1 Advil is so effective, 1 is often enough. And for cold and sinus congestion, there's Advil Cold and Sinus. It's tough on colds, like Advil is on pain, and now it's available without a prescription.
Advil and Advil Cold and Sinus. Tough on pain, tough on cold congestion.
Is it true you encourage people not to do their taxes?
Yes.
Why is that, sir?
It's a hassle. They've got better things to do.
Sir, some people describe you as a tax vigilante.
Really? Well, we prefer to think of ourselves as providers of peace of mind.
So you're not working alone?
Heck no. Our organization's over 12,000 people strong.
Sir, one more question.
Hi there.
Comes to $12.
I need 3 large popcorns, 6 hot dogs, and 14 drinks.
All right.
Yeah, just put it on the TSN card. That's okay.
Okay, sure.
Thanks.
No problem.
Now, how are they going to get that by the expenses? Hey, I don't know. Quebec, Saskatchewan, an update for you. Final stone for Don Westfall in 4. Trailing 2-1 to Jim Packett from Estevan. Makes the hit, counts 2, top 8. Quebec in front, 3-2. Manitoba, Yukon Northwest Territories. Final stone, Lonnie Kofoed, his team from Whitehorse. Trailing 3-0 to Manitoba and Vic Peters. Grays catching up, a little more, and he'll get it there for the deuce. And he's down by 1. Manitoba leading, and they have last draw. And Newfoundland, BC, look at everything in play there. Newfoundland, Jeff Thomas up 4-2 as they play 5. And the team from St. John's does have the hammer.
Off. Weather Rock out in front. Kevin just playing the tick on it, if possible. He gets it off the center line.
So now it's a struggle because we talked about the fact that Alberta to this point has not given up a steal. And now to get back in this game, Nova Scotia needs to steal. They need to try and get a miss hit on a front stone and get something in behind it.
Oh.
Okay, good weight.
Okay.
Okay.
0.
Down weight.
From the away end, as it were. And looking back towards Don Bartlett, throwing from the home end in this 5th end of play.
Good. Shot. Good shot, Don. Is that enough? I think we need more, Lowell. Whoa.
Numbers through 4 on the seconds.
I gotta go talk to him.
The players don't think this is enough ice. They're trying to come around the Yellowstone that was just left in place by Alberta on the hit and roll. Front stone about a foot in front of the house. It's not an easy port to come through.
Yep. Hard. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Okay, now he's on it.
Need more ice.
Okay.
Right on the nose.
Did the stagger of the stones make it difficult?
Huh?
The angle of the stones, that's right, one being in front of the other, makes it a little harder to come through with the out turn.
Down weight.
Roll.
Come off the back of the other one. Hit this on the center line side. Come across, hit the back of your own yellow, and maybe squirt into the rings.
Hard. Nose is good.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh.
Nice shot.
Tough to get to that 4 foot.
Well, you can play the in-turn draw.
Huh? I think we should peek it. Ball?
Can't get there that way.
Want to nose it?
You can't go that way.
Because they're lapped a little bit, or they're
Get that on the nose.
I would have left those.
Sit right there.
Gone through here.
Let's go this way.
Playing second stones. You're in 5. 4-2, Alberta leading.
Hooray! Hard! Come on, you guys. Hard!
Okay.
Unfortunately, if you're going to call that, and I agree, Ray, I would have tried to draw in. If you're going to call that, you have to hit and stay because now Alberta has a perfect situation. And play a raise, try and spill the shooter
Might
over
split,
a little
I doubt
bit.
it. Bump this.
Tapping this one back, you heard Kevin's comment, it might split them both on, but he's just playing the tap back into this area here. You might be able to split it on, meaning that you might be able to get both of them on.
Wait. Good. Yep. Plenty weight. Hard.
Rudy Remturan.
Way over.
Wow. This is really moving. Too much weight.
Try, Ruth.
Go here.
Now there's room to come in, and now there's a chance to be in front of the tee line, so Alberta can't draw on top of it and be shot rock.
Lots of room, you guys. All kinds of room.
Nova Scotia third Bill Robinson has struggled so far.
All kinds of room.
Take it right to the forefoot.
Yep. Right back. Hard.
Chris McLeod, George Ernst.
Come on. Shot.
Catch a piece of the four.
Nice shot.
Nice shot by Bill.
Pat and roll, eh?
Huh? Oh, okay.
No, I mean, but
okay. What are you thinking?
Okay, just here though. How about if you rack the guard, you roll in, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just brought his game up a little bit, Bill Robinson.
Yeah.
Let's play this quietly. With that much weight, moving that one out. Try and roll over here like this.
Okay.
Playing
So
that weight,
just through.
if they do touch the front stone, they could roll the shooter in and, of course, open up the red stone, shot rock. Just waiting for things to quiet down a little bit.
Don Walchuk.
It's good. Clean. Yep. Hard. Oh. Yep. No.
Whoa.
Beautiful shot.
Nice shot. Fabulous shot.
And that's the example of the touch that Don sometimes doesn't get credit for because he can throw the big weight.
Brother.
That was perfect weight. Just tapped it out.
Enough?
lots of room. Here it comes. Lots of room now.
Bill Robinson.
Lots of room. Can't bump it.
Work it.
Can't bump it.
Work it.
Oh. Yep. Hard. Quick. Hard. Shot, Bill. Hard boy.
Touch the yellow one a little bit.
I don't know. Huh?
Yeah, we go here, I guess.
You want to guard
it?
it?
He kind of gives him the double, eh?
Want to guard it? It doesn't matter. Whatever. What?
Yeah, let's go here. Like that?
See, the first indication was over here.
In there tight here someplace.
But you heard Kevin say if you do that, then he can come down and hit that one, which would remove that one, and maybe roll over and get the double on the one that you placed there. So he's going to put a rock right down in front of that one. Yellow stone behind is shot rock.
Was Robinson's stone a good one, Linda? Did he do the job?
It's a very nice shot. They were going to try and bring it to the face of the other one, but the angle is perfect.
Good angle. He had to be, or you wanted to be shot rock. You wanted to be right frozen on it.
Don Walchuk.
Just top 12. Right here. Line's perfect. Can't afford to bump it. Oh. That's not bad.
That's not bad, I guess.
Not bad, but not great.
Just a bit.
Well, you hit it right on the nose. If you're going to have to take some chances, but if you hit this right on the nose, here,
let's go.
Onto the red one, which will remove that one.
Wondering where you have.
The red one could finish up over in this area here, and this yellow one will go that way.
Right there on the C.
Yeah, you kind of have to get it this way there.
No, just...
If you hit on the nose, it might squirt this way.
No, not too much. Pretty well wired. If you hit it anywhere, Just a touch off nose, little center line side of nose.
Okay, well, that's the ice for draw, right?
Pardon?
That's the ice for draw.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be over draw, right?
Not much overdraw.
No, but I have to come back here.
Well, just throw a draw and let him sleep it, or...
Yeah, stick a bit less.
Just on the nose.
Right there?
Yep. Not even that, really. I'll just throw a T-line and then we'll just sweep it in.
I might play with a little more weight, Linda, than that. It's just... He's right, he can be shot rock, but I think you can see almost the whole stone looking at it from that shot.
It's going to have to be careful the angle he leaves on his shooter and the first yellow one that he's going to touch to make sure that Alberta can't just do this right back.
Wait only. Yep. Yep. Close.
Lowell Gouldon in the first for the Nova Scotia skip.
Oh, no line yet.
Whoa.
Oh, no, not yet. Oh.
Shooter, yep.
Okay, good shot, Will.
Had to curl a little bit more.
Straight back, eh? We got shot, eh? We still got shot, eh?
Yeah.
Do we? Yeah. You can even do this.
Yeah.
Straight back, huh?
Let's go straight back and try to do that, yeah.
Okay.
If we just get rid of the guard, it's not the worst. We've got shot rock still.
It's going to hit this stone here, right
Just
back
off the
onto
nose
this
up
one.
here. Even on the nose.
Hit it on the center
still
line
gotta be
side
careful.
and try and come right across onto that one. And that's exactly what they talked about.
Kevin Martin at his first. He leads 4-2.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard.
Watch it. Look at.
Geez, that's close.
Yeah.
It was close.
Look at Walchuk's reaction.
Just curled a little too much.
Right between the legs. Walchuk quickly turns around and,
I thought we had a label.
and saw the ray stone just sit there.
Oh, he's going to get shot this time.
The same tap.
Same shot he just played, as Linda mentioned, down here onto this one here, hitting that yellow one onto that red one, which will move that one back a bit, and you'll be shot, and hopefully you
I
roll
only have
over
to move
here.
that, half an inch. Yep.
You thought he could have played more weight with his first one. Would you play a little bit more weight here, or in fact, is that the way to do the job?
Well, this time he's really trying to go for the steal, so the angle is what's critical now. He wants to make sure he's shot rock, and he wants to make sure he doesn't leave an angle that favors Alberta.
Whoa.
And he's got shot this
That's fine.
time.
Good shot.
Nice shot by Lowell. Kevin's looking at these run backs. He loves to look. You look at them no matter what they are.
Going to play off the side one.
No, let's take the out turn. Oh, no, they are.
Getting this one here, coming right across onto that.
That shows you how great the shot that Lowell played was. His shooter rolled to a position where the angle, yellow onto red, isn't there. Kevin has to come at it from the side.
If he could hold his shooter and sit right there for 4. Final stone. Here in 5.
Hard!
Off it and behind it. Remove it and sit for 1, 2, and 3. Shauna Martin rings the bell. And Alberta has them applauding here at the Canadian Airlines Saddledome. They'll go to the 5th end break. And Alberta has broken it open.
This sports break is brought to you by Gillette Sensor XL, the best a man can get.
Ooh, was that a shot or what? Rod Smith in the TSN newsroom. In the NHL, big battle in the Western Conference tonight. Vancouver Canucks in Chicago to play the Hawks. Both teams vying for that final playoff spot in the West. Chicago, though, will be without the services again of Chris Chelios, still out with a sprained knee.
The second or third time I've skated now. It's still not ready yet. You know, it's just going to take a little time. I'm going to get fitted for a brace in the next couple of days and then try maybe see if I can be ready for the Toronto game. It's just one of those things where you just got to wait. Ligaments take time to heal, so you know, I don't think it's a matter of coming back too early. I just got to wait until it feels like I can play and help the team.
And live on TSN tonight, Dallas Stars in Toronto to take on the Leafs at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
At Maple Leaf, when we reduced the fat in our new lean and light wieners and bologna, we tested the taste with families just like yours. We found we could reduce the fat by 60%, and lean and light would still have that mouth-watering Maple Leaf taste. Any less fat? Well then, we'd appeal to only some members of the family. The uncompromised great taste of new Maple Leaf Lean and Light. Taste that's a cut above.
Oh, hi. It's Midas-sized days, and that's why we can't afford a complete commercial. We couldn't afford the whole screen. But, you know, what we saved, we're passing on to you. For a limited time, Midas will give you a computerized wheel alignment, plus balance all 4 wheels and rotate your tires, all for an amazing $39.95. They even inspect your brakes for free. What a deal. Okay, so you lean in and squint, and the commercial will look perfectly normal. Huh? Midas, the way it should be.
Oh, yeah, and offer ends March 29th.
The 1997 Labatt Brier from Calgary, Alberta. Brought to you by Labatt. Good things brewing. By AT&T Canada. In a world of long distance, there is only one true choice. And by Ford Trucks. Go where you've never gone before.
He's broken it open with 3 in 5 to lead 7-2 as Alberta goes to the 5th end break. A reminder, stay with us right after the game for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Interstate Batteries.
You know, racing for Interstate means my battery has enough power to run my car, as well as some other race necessities, like this mini fridge, my foot massager. Heck, I even had a big screen put in for my friend.
Some updates now as we reach the midway point of the 7th draw. Final stone, Jim Packett, Saskatchewan against Quebec's Don Westfall playing 5 and down 3-2. Crashes in front. It's a steal of 2 for Quebec. And they lead at 5-2 as they go to the 6th. Manitoba against the Yukon Northwest Territories, 3-2. Vic Peters from the Granite and Winnipeg leading. Lonnie Kofoed from Whitehorse. Final stone for the Manitoba champion, who comes in winning his first 4 in a row. And he'll be heavy with his draw, trying to catch a piece of that 4-foot. And he leads 4-2 over the team from Whitehorse. Newfoundland against British Columbia, playing 5. 4-2, Newfoundland leading. Final stone, Jeff Thomas, bump. And then he bumps his own too far. He actually had a chance to sit 3. He gets 2, and that's the way to do it. He scored 2 with every last rock he's had, and he leads 6-2. From the Canadian Airlines Saddledome, TSN's coverage of this 97 Labatt Brier continues when we come back.
Jesse, you're next.
I'm all yours.
Save it for the stage, Romeo.
Carol always gives it to me straight. Like when she told me about my...
I told him about Head & Shoulders. Regular shampoos just rinse flakes away so they could come back. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming. You see the difference? You look great.
Thanks, but will it get me this part?
Couldn't hurt.
Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes.
Hey, break a leg.
When people hear the Hendrick Motorsports team switch to Quaker State this year, they'll probably think Quaker State wrote us a big check. Well, that's not how it happened. First it had to pass our camshaft test. Then it had to pass our dyno test. Then it had to pass a track test. Then they wrote us the big check.
Look for the new Quaker State NHL Cool Collectibles catalog at all dealers displaying this sign. You can get great NHL League and team-identified items when you have your oil changed with Quaker State, the official motor oil sponsor of the NHL.
He loves them. He makes them. He sees them and he makes them.
Well, I mean, these are shots he plays better than anybody in the world almost, and you know, he hits this rock absolutely perfect. It shoots across, catches the red stone. Could have got 4 on it and moves it out in 3 points. You just can't deny him. That's an unbelievable ability to do that. We talked about a complete package. Hey, he's got it.
And a 7-2 lead for Alberta over Nova Scotia as they begin play in 6. And with that game now a 5-point spread, we'll turn our attention to Manitoba and the Yukon Northwest Territories right beside on sheet B. 4-2 Manitoba leading. We saw Vic Peters in our update miss the draw for a possible 2. He's a little heavy. So it's the team from the Yukon Northwest Territories and the White Horse Curling Club, skipped by Lonnie Kofoed, who do have last rock here in 6 and down 4-2.
Well, they've come on, Manitoba. They really got off to a bit of a shaky start. Not Vic himself. The team played not so sharp in their first game, but were fortunate to squeak a win out against Barry McPhee from BC. But since that time, they really have been steady. The percentages and all team members have moved directly up, Linda. And they were sharp again this morning, and they look like we haven't been watching this game, but they certainly have control over it.
We're playing skip stones. Vic Peters has thrown his first.
Not to like the approach of the Territories this end. I was glancing over a little bit, and they were trying to draw to the red stone. You see it back 12 foot. They were trying freezes, that sort of thing. It didn't work out, and Vic had a chance to bring the play to the other side. Lonnie's now going to try and hit the rock in the top 12 and roll towards the other one.
41-year-old Lonnie Kofoed. It's an entirely rookie team. First Brier appearance for all 4. This team won its 4-team round robin to qualify.
Trying for the double now.
And they'll get it. From his reaction, he seems to think that this outside shot runs a little strange too. A little bit curious for him, huh?
Well, we really don't know. It's he could have he could have basically tried to get an extra point by going around that one or freezing to the back one on the other side instead of playing the double, but seems content at this point to maybe try and blank this, Linda.
I thought he was trying to hit and roll at first. I'm not sure if he was trying to double or the hit and roll still, but anyways, he has an opportunity, it appears, unless Vic makes a perfect freeze. Looks like the Territories can try and blank.
Get on it. Come on, Right back. Come on.
And we'll just bite the back 12.
Weight was perfect, just it was there, just didn't curl enough.
Vic Peters, the 1992 Canadian champion.
And he always moves back to the other end and stands behind.
Final stone here in 6. Lonnie Kofoed. The native of Alameda, Saskatchewan. Got it.
Just.
For the blank in 6. Lonnie. Ooh. 4-2. Manitoba leads.
shoot the breeze as if we never had a care. It'd be so great to hear your laughter coming through. Yeah, that's it, you know it's the least I can do.
Black Forest ham, oven roasted turkey and chicken, assorted sub.
Popular downtown deli or the Winklers on Maple Street. Introducing the new and improved taste of Maple Leaf sandwich meats that will turn your home into a deli. Deli shaved Black Forest ham, oven roasted turkey and chicken. Sub Express with ham, bologna, and summer sausage.
You forgot the mustard on table 7.
And you forgot your check.
New Maple Leaf sandwich meats. Taste that's a cut above.
This is where I learn business, BCIT. Today, each student entering these doors represents our future. Like me, they're tomorrow's entrepreneurs and leaders.
In university and college programs all across Canada, donations from the CIBC Community Vision Fund are helping to promote small business and encourage young entrepreneurs.
It's an amazing success story, and there are more on the way.
Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
The hottest party album of the decade turns up the heat. Party Mix USA, the essential party album for party people. Over 100 body sweating hits to get your party rocking. You get the hottest hit dance music from the 70s and 80s all in one collection. If you love music that brings life to the party, then you need Party Mix USA. In stores now.
The blank in 6 means the Yukon Northwest Territories' Lonnie Kofoed from the White Horse Curling Club still has the hammer as we begin play in 7. Some email brought to you by AT&T Canada from Don in Winnipeg. Why don't skips keep track of the ice by writing the information down during a game? Like, yeah, keep a little black book.
Well, you certainly could. It's a little more difficult because of the time it might take, but there's nothing stopping a skip. If they have problems memorizing the spots on the ice, you could certainly do that.
Yeah, I mean, you could see golfers do it, reading greens. The caddies would do it. But you said...
So are you suggesting caddies for each member out there?
Right.
A little secretary that takes you...
But
sitting behind the sheet and you give her a little note?
Why not? Well, in fact, the 5th player could do that kind of thing. But you said you have a system where you actually map the ice, don't you?
Yeah, and every skip's a little different. Some people have trouble visualizing it in your mind, but you can also make it like a grid. So you take the edge of the 12, edge of the 8, edge of the 4, right across and make the lines one way, and then you think about every little spot across the sheet and try and think in your mind how much it curls and where it goes straight.
Here's a good example in this end where Lonnie's not taking advantage of the rule, Linda. I mean, the rock was thrown in by Scott Grant to the top of the 4-foot, and he tried the freeze or the tap back. Now, with this ice being so fast and the ability of the men in particular to be able to play these, no sooner do I speak.
Without jam, it was your next word.
But I will continue to tell you that the better play is to throw up the corner guard, because they can they can squeeze the rocks out and get the doubles, and it's just not as good a play. It works in this case, but however, Lonnie's going to have to go the whole end now and hope there's no roll out or no double made. Use the rule. That's why it's there.
And we also have to be careful because Darrow is left-handed. So we have to keep on top of those things.
Actually, Lou, that is your job, to make sure Vic and I know who has last rock and who is left-handed and how many rocks are left in each end.
And that's the draw we'll have for you, or the game in draw 8. Barry McPhee, who is trailing Newfoundland right now against Ed Warenick, the Ontario champion, coming off his first loss at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time from here in Calgary. Chris Neufeld.
Going for the double and another jam.
Talk about where you could put this stone other than going to the wings as he wants to go over to the 12-foot. Could you, in fact, bring it in, try to cover your one at the back, try to hit the other one? I don't know. Wondering other things you could do here.
Well, they know Manitoba can hit pretty well, and they're trying to get it into a position where they can sit two and not set up an easy double. If the red stone was back a little bit, you could try to freeze to that, and thus your stone wouldn't be removed very easily.
You could try to freeze to it anyway, I think, Linda. Just angle freeze on the front of it. And
this is a good shot, and then because they're deep, now if Manitoba does hit and sit right there, now you do start drawing to it, maybe tapping it a tiny bit. So you are using those rocks to your advantage.
They call him Denny. It's a nickname that goes all the way back to their childhood days growing up. His mother, German ancestry, would call him Dünn because he was so thin, and that's where the name comes from. The second for this team from Whitehorse is Humphrey Power. Name right out of some movie classic starring Humphrey Power.
Damon Runyon.
Gone with the Wind with Humphrey Power. See it. Live update for you. Newfoundland against British Columbia. British Columbia's Kamloops skip Barry McPhee. Playing Newfoundland, Jeff Thomas. This is in 6 down. 6-2. Looking for the angle raise. And will pick up one.
Excuse me for interrupting, Vic. Actually, that shot was there. If he hits it on the other side, or even on the nose, I think he kills the 3 red stones and scores 3 in that end, Linda. I really do. I think he's hit it on the wrong side.
It's one of those weeks for Barry. Got off to a bad start, and it's just been a struggle, and that's the kind of thing. To win, you have to make those ones where you need to hit the precise spot in the rock. We talk about game of inches. Well, it's fractions of inches sometimes.
And you go, and that's where you go to when we talk about Kevin Martin and his complete package. He would have taken the ice right on the center of the stone and thrown it down there, 10 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, I should say, and bang, and probably scored the 3 points.
Another Saskatchewan native. This is the third for the Yukon Northwest Territories, Nolan McGowan.
Now, the only problem with playing full hit takeouts rather than just tapping these Manitoba rocks back is there are now double possibilities being set up. If there was still some red stones at the back, Manitoba would have to think about how to get rid of the yellows without jamming them back.
Right on.
But the fear, of course, in many skips finds is if you don't remove them, they could come back to hurt you. Is that?
But then you draw for one, don't you? Because if you can't draw, you can't skip.
And as long as they're behind the tee line, then you feel some.
And there's no guards up. There's 4 foot wide open.
So far, they've been able to avoid leaving Manitoba the double.
Keeping our eye on the featured game to begin this draw. Alberta with a 7-2 lead over Nova Scotia, playing Yellowstones and lying, it appears, 2. One certainly biting the button. Final stone for the Nova Scotia skip.
Right off. Right off.
I think it must be only 1 because it looks to me like he's trying to come through the hole and tap shot rock for 2.
Yep. Quick! Quick! Whoa!
She found it. Taps it back and rolls. Did he roll too far? He did. He jammed it.
Yep.
1 yellow, a steal of 1 for Alberta in 6, and now it's an 8-2 lead. Alberta trying to improve their record to 5-0.
No, I think we could have got to the base.
It's very repetitive. We've said it a number of times, but Kevin's so hard to come back on, and when you're trying to get rocks in play against him, you know, he can really make you bad and beat you up badly.
But speaking of jams, unfortunately, the Territories, in the attempt to hit and sit and lie 2, jammed theirs back. Jammed the Manitoba one back, and Manitoba now sitting 2, and Vic Peters throwing a rock top 12 to protect shot stone.
It's hard to get through right from the lead down. That's why I go back to my comments about the corner guard as opposed to the tap back, Linda. It's so hard to get through without setting up some kind of a double. In this case, it was even worse than that. It was the jam. And Vic Peters is a world champion, and he knows where to play stones and how to work stones around. So Lonnie, of course, without not a lot of experience, no experience at the Brier, and I'm sure he's delighted to be here. But this is like moving to the NHL, Victor. You're not playing in the minors anymore. You're out here with the big boys. And there's a couple of them right there, Dan Carey and Vic Peters.
And they brought that stone to the right place, and that's top 4, because now Territories can't freeze to the back one. All they can do is try and move some granite.
You know, you take a look at the playdowns in Manitoba, the playdowns in Ontario, for example, this year. I mean, they were like mini Briers. Howard, McDaw, you know, Wernick, Corner was there, John Bass was there. You were there, Vic.
Yeah, watch it.
Yeah,
but it's true. I mean, you would have, and the comment was made by several people, in provincial playdowns like that, you would have been satisfied if that was your national championship.
Sure. Same thing in Manitoba. You know, we go with a lot more teams, of course, but everybody was there. Stoughton, Burtnick, Peters.
You know, the same thing applies, though, Linda, as we've said about the women's teams who come out of the far north. It's the lack of play. It's the travel costs involved. They just don't get it.
I was really impressed with Kelly Kalo this year at Vancouver. She played really, really well, and for a couple of bad breaks here and there, she had a good chance to maybe qualify. She was early in the week in particular. They played very well.
Lonnie just about got the double touch. The back one didn't move it off. Vic can try and now hit and roll back in front, and so Lonnie's last stone would be a tough one. Manitoba reeling off wins over BC, Northern Ontario, Quebec, and PEI. Territories' only win so far over Saskatchewan, losing to Ontario and Nova Scotia.
Vic Peters in his last stone here in 7.
Actually, that's not so bad. There's no rock now at the back to draw to. It's just a cold draw.
Something about Peters, though, Ray, and you can maybe talk to this, is that he comes out of a province like Manitoba and having, exerted as much as it takes to get out of the province. Now he comes here. Do you think he is physically, mentally tired, or does he in fact pick it up and is he ready to play again?
Oh no, they're ready to go, Vic. And the Brier is the pinnacle. It really is. I mean, we know a world championship is a world championship. I'm not trying to degrade it, but the Brier is the pinnacle. I mean, there isn't a curler in this country that doesn't want to win the Scott Terma Hearts or the Brier, because we're 1.2 million curlers. You play all year. They don't have any problems getting themselves up. Had Terry Burtnick won, had Jeff Stoughton won, believe me, they would come here prepared. Also, when you look at the list of the people that are here, in particular Wernick and Martin, you better pick it up,
And this is one of those times, as Vic, as I mentioned, his rock sort of peeled things out. There's 2 red in the house. It appears that Lonnie is actually playing the hit and trying to spill everything. I would be tempted just to draw here and go to the next end and try for the steal.
And again, use the free guard zone.
Try to get something going with the
no
first
question.
draw.
He can blank it. And he does.
And he does. Nice shot.
2 straight ends. Lonnie Kofoed and the team from Whitehorse have been able to blank, so they hold on to the hammer. But the lead belongs to that man, Vic Peters in Manitoba.
Oh, hi. It's Midas-sized days, and that's why we can't afford a complete commercial. We couldn't afford the whole screen. But, you know, what we saved, we're passing on to you. For a limited time, Midas will give you a computerized wheel alignment, plus balance all 4 wheels and rotate your tires, all for an amazing $39.95. They even inspect your brakes for free. What a deal. Okay, so you lean in and squint, and the commercial will look perfectly normal. Huh? Midas, the way it should be.
Oh, yeah, and offer ends March 29th.
You know, I've spoken with so many of you over the last few months. One thing comes through loud and clear. Canadians want real long-distance savings with no restrictions. Sign up now and get 1 month of free long-distance from AT&T Canada. Here's how.
Where in the world do you want to call? Polynesia or Peterborough? Deutschland or Denver? Wherever you call, AT&T Canada now offers you 25% savings over the local phone company's rates with no restrictions. With the AT&T Canada True Choice Anywhere Savings Plan, we don't tell you when or where to call. There's absolutely no spending minimum, no 3-number maximums, no restrictions whatsoever. Just a full 25% savings no matter what. Sign up now, and we'll also give you 1 month of free long distance to call anywhere in the world, from St. John's to Singapore. Absolutely free. Call 1-800-790-2255 right now for your 25% savings, plus 1 month free to call the world. We've got other choices, too. Just ask us. So call anywhere in the world, but call us first.
What could be simpler? There's no cost to sign up, and no technician will come to your home. Start saving 25% on all your long-distance calls, no matter how much or how little you spend. Try us now, and we'll even give you 1 month of free long distance. Call now. Thank you for calling AT&T Canada.
Time to give you the answer now to our brain teaser here in this 7th draw. 2 players who are teammates this week played against each other at a Canadian Championship in 1987. Who are they? Well, New Brunswick's Charlie Sullivan and Daryl Nowlan from BEI. They played on the 87 junior side. Updating Quebec against Saskatchewan. Final stone for Jim Packett and his team from Estevan against Don Westfall from the Buckingham Curling Club. You see it's 6-2. And he'll draw for 1. He'll put it top 4. 6-3. Quebec leading, and they have the hammer back. As we go back to the game now, we're focusing our attention on Manitoba, Yukon Northwest Territories as they play 8. And it's 4-2. Manitoba leading Yukon Northwest Territories with 2 straight blanks.
And if we just go back to that last end, I mean, that was a fabulous shot that Lonnie made with his last rock to blank it. He hit the 2 reds, had to hit them at the perfect angle and spilled his own. That was a fabulous shot. But I'm just saying that you can see he's blanked 3 ends now in total in the game. And sometimes you just mix it up. You just change things a little bit, throw first, be aggressive, and now maybe it works a bit better for you. But they played the right thing. They played up the corner guard. Scott Grant is coming back to the middle to try and protect shot stone, tap it up a little bit.
In his 2nd year with Vic Peters, Scott Grant. I was going to say this team is just, you know, it's funny. The way things go, 3rd Dan Carey leaves for a year. Don Rudd goes away. They just, after their little run in 92, 93, needed a little change. You know, sometimes that old adage about change is good as a rest. And now Dan has come back. For the first time in some 13 years, Don Rudd didn't play at all this year, he was telling me, but he is here again as the 5th man for this team.
And they are starting to play so well. First game, Vic, was a bit of a one-man show, but since then the teams really come together, and Dan Carey and Vic Peters do work very well together back like we saw in 1992 when they won. Nice little hit and roll. That's the way to get something going.
There he is, long-time lead, Don Rudd. He said, you know, it's hard to believe that he didn't play at all this year, and that must be really difficult when you've been involved in the sport at the level he has been and winning that 92 Brier.
It's nice for him to be here. He'll be a huge help for this team because he knows them so well and he knows their needs, and he'll be able to look at the ice and scout the teams and do all the things that a fifth player can do for them.
Well, in fact, I watched him last night. He was around at another sheet altogether, away from their game, watching, charting ice, you know, almost as an advanced scout might in hockey or football.
Well, they can be a big help, and knowing the team, knowing the players, what kind of input will really help. That's a big benefit for Manitoba. So the 1 yellow, 1 second shot in the house. There is a corner guard other side of the house. Now the decision of what to play.
Little discussion now.
And the discussion involves whether to play takeout way that the shot's done, which was the first indication, and go for a roll, or play it more quietly.
And timeout's been called by the team from Whitehorse.
It's a discussion solely on the weight. You're right, Linda. Just how they should go at it. The other thing they could do is freeze to it, of course. I'm thinking about playing it and trying to hit and roll in behind the corner. Try and roll here behind this corner. By 2. Could come down and sit right on top of it. Force the hand. Vic Peters.
Well, we've talked before about how many times you should maybe sometimes turn around and look at the scoreboard. Is this one of these times you look now, you're in the 8th, you've done your job in blanking 2, now you have to make your move. Is this one of those times?
Well, they know they have to make a move, and the discussion now has gone to the fact that they're going to play around the corner. They know their open stone can be removed, but they're trying to get something going. Maybe a chance for 3 if they can bury one and leave it deep and have room to bury a second one. This is a very aggressive move.
Keeping an eye on the game between Newfoundland. Jeff Thomas playing Barry McPhee from Kamloops, BC. Coming off that big win, of course, against Ontario, the Newfoundland team from the St. John's Curling Club. Final stone in the 7th and up 6-3. And drawing for 2, certainly. And maybe more. Is it 4?
You can come off a game like that and really be on a high and just get it rolling, Linda, and that's obviously what Jeff has done.
It's 4. And it's a 10-3 lead for Newfoundland through 7. As the BC side looks back at Skip Barry McPhee and says, should we play on? And it looks like Barry is saying, let's play one more.
Jeff Thomas really playing well now.
A win like that can, can carry. You beat Eddie Wernick, and we just look into the stats. I didn't see all the game. I saw a good portion of it, but Eddie just didn't have one of his better games. And little things, they ticked a lot of rocks this morning, and Jeff took advantage of it and played well. And it's going to happen to every team out here, by the way.
Now the Territories made that very nice come around. The Yellowstone back 12 is completely buried. Now this is the key shot. They're trying to hit and roll in front of the other yellow. It's a lot of weight. If you play it a little more quietly, even if you nose hit it, something's happening. But now they can peel off the guard if they want. They can protect in the center if they want.
Humphrey power.
Peel this one here, as Linda mentioned. Vic, of course, is a pretty aggressive guy, and he could play the guard, and you could also get down and get rid of that if you wanted to, but Vic keeps coming at you.
Has he changed his style very much over the years,
No,
Ray?
no, he really hasn't. He's always. That's why when you get and in the game when he plays Kevin, you're going to see that Kevin and he will have lots of rocks in play, and obviously when he plays Ontario, they're going to have lots of rocks in play. So the 3-rock rule really just fitted into his program perfectly. Same with Gary Britnick, who's very. I think one of the most offensive games I've ever seen. I believe it was in Chicoutimi at the Brier when Gary Britnick played against Eddie Wernick the first draw of the Brier, and every end, and that was before the free guard zone rule, every end had 12, 13 rocks in play. It was a sensational game. Eddie ended up winning that game, I believe.
That's a while ago to remember that.
Carrie, if I'm wrong, Carrie always saying, Moosey, Moosey.
Go right beside you, why not? Have a little chat. And Carey, Louis Biron, Pierre Charette.
Maybe Pierre and Louis finding out, how do you win all those games, Manitoba? Is Quebec struggling a little bit?
Well, they're up here against Saskatchewan, right beside 6-3 as they play 8. That was 1988. Chicoutimi-Jonquière.
Well, it was round 1 in Ontario, and Manitoba locked horns, and thanks to our statistician Gerald Campbell, better known as Soupy, Ontario did win the game 6-3 over Manitoba, and there were so many rocks in play, it was a very entertaining game. It's just unbelievable how this end has turned around.
Updating the game, Nova Scotia, Alberta, final stone for Lowell Gouldon, facing 2 against Kevin Martin, and down, as you can see, 8-2. He'll hit and stick for 1 on the 4-foot, 8-3, and they'll play 1 more.
Yes, if we do go back in this end, they did make an aggressive move. The Territories played the come around, and it was that takeout that was going to set up the possibility for 2, maybe 3. Humphrey Power missing the takeout, and now Manitoba can protect. And of course, we saw the unfortunate jam that the Territories made to remove their own stone at the back of the 12. I think Manitoba would have liked that guard a little tighter because there is room now to make the come around tap back.
I think so. And I agree. You can afford to bring it right up, and if he runs at it, so what? You know, you don't care. But all of a sudden, that guard, Dan's guard, Dan Carey's guard, could work against you if a very soft shot is made here. You can't see a lot of it, though, so it's going to take a good shot.
Nolan McGowan, and will slip through to the back 12.
It's one of the most drastic changes I've ever seen in an end. All of a sudden, you're lying two, you're getting a chance to lie 2 or hit and lie 2 or have second and third shot, and in an end, and now you're in big, big trouble.
They're going to be getting out the bailing cam.
Handshakes on sheet A. Quebec and Saskatchewan. As Quebec wins it 8-3, Don Westfall needed the win. Well, both teams did. Both with just 1 win. So 8-3 the final. Quebec is now 2-3. Saskatchewan is 1-3. Jim Packett from Estevan. First stone for the Manitoba skip, Vic Peters.
Big trouble in River City.
Basically, you try to stimulate by the guard to about board weight and try to get that one off the lock. And plan B is to, if you don't do that, whip the front off a little bit. Just try to take board.
Lonnie Kofoed.
He does have to just get by the guard to make this shot perfectly.
Hurry! Hurry! Quick! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah, great try.
Everything's gone wrong.
Yeah, he jammed it. It was a great attempt.
The only good thing is he did get the rocks off the 4-foot area where they were covered. One's open and the other place there's a hole. He actually got by a little bit too tightly to the guard, believe it or not. If he'd missed it by another inch, he probably would have made the shot.
Lonnie may have been jumping for joy a little early.
The only saving grace is the one red stone on the tee line is open, and if he has to, he can come in off that. I'm speaking, of course, of the territories.
Watch the way. Right off. All right off. All right off. Right off. Whoa. 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 Whoa, Denny. Right off. Don't touch it. Beauty, man.
Yeah, Dick's absolutely right, though. You don't want it. You don't want it any deeper.
Of course, the reason being the in-off, then, if it's deeper, you're playing in-off onto another rock, which is a bit easier.
And the shot that Linda talked about is exactly what they're playing, hitting this one here and trying to roll across to the button for a single. Keep yourself in the game.
And gotta make it. Facing 4 and trailing 4-2. Stewart, Humphrey Power, the front end. Stewart closest to the stone. Sit, roll, look at this. Hey, now you should be jumping. Lonnie Kofoed and the team from Whitehorse, you bet. They're in it. Manitoba will have last rock when we come back. Peters has got himself a game.
It's no surprise that Canada exports so much when you consider how much Canadians have to offer the world. That's why since 1990, Ford of Canada has invested some $4 billion in this country and its future so that we can build vehicles right here, not only for the roads of Canada, but also for the roads of the world as well. Ford and Canada, same road, right direction.
We make maple leaf wieners for Courtney, who will only eat Mr. Broccoli if he hasn't touched Mr. Gravy. We make maple leaf wieners for Tim, who says peas explode in his mouth. And for Caitlin, whose scrambled eggs must be shaped like little boats. Maple leaf wieners have a taste made especially for kids. For Kenny, who won't eat anything with sauce, and Jason, who won't eat anything without sauce, there will always be maple leaf.
Would you mind putting these in order for me?
Okay. I eat the ice cream. I get the pain.
Yeah.
And then I start with Sensodyne again.
Okay, now try brushing with Sensodyne every day.
Hey, what happened to the pain?
Sensodyne every day helps prevent the pain of sensitive teeth.
Yeah, I'm with you, but how do I prevent cavities?
With this.
F? As in fluoride? So, I brush with Sensodyne F every day to help prevent the pain.
And the cavities.
At first glance, this muffler looks like most other mufflers, except for one important feature. Only UAP Napa mufflers meet the top quality standards of UAP Napa. UAP Napa, the right brand for the job.
That's all it takes, a country style.
And hey, that's all it takes for the Just One Taste of Spring Fever contest. So for a taste of spring, turn up a country style and turn up a winner. Collect to win, mail to win, or win instantly. Wow. More than 1 million prizes. Like Duquesne Party Grills. Wow. Fabulous lawn boats with Honda outboard and trailer. And 5 Honda Shadow American Classic Editions. Woohoo! Hurry, Spring Fever won't last forever, so turn up a country style.
Takes a country style.
The key shot, and he had to make it. Lonnie Kofoed with his final stone and 8.
Yeah, he threw it well, and he was. They were on and off it all the way down. That's always a good sign. And you're right, he had to make it, Vic, because if he doesn't make this, if he hits and rolls out, he gives up 3. If he misses completely, he gives up 4. But no siree. And a roll to the Labatt, and a single point, and a ball game.
4-3. Manitoba leading as we go to 9. Some AT&T email from Rick the Brick. I hope that Rick, is that what he throws maybe, huh? Dolan in Collingwood. Hockey has the NHL, football CFL. Will we ever see an NCL, a National Curling League?
I think it'll happen someday. There's the World Curling Tour right now. I think it could happen. There's an attempt to try and get teams like that going this year, but it hasn't worked out too well. I think someday. It's a long way off, though. I think that...
Do you think what we're seeing interprovincially or within each province is leagues that are more competitive that bring from various regions? So within a province you see very competitive leagues, and some of them have some television coverage locally. So rather than just within one club, you draw from many clubs. And it's going to continue to grow, I think.
The applause here at the Canadian Airlines Saddledome for Kevin Martin. He's won his 5th in a row over Nova Scotia. So it's 5-0 for Alberta, as Nova Scotia, the team from Dartmouth, drops to 1-3.
And he didn't just win, Vic. He won impressively. I mean, they came out this morning. He got 3 the first in, and they just motored. And you know, that was our feature game. We saw some of the unbelievable shots he made, in particular the last one before we left that game, where he comes off a rock that's almost against the boards and spills a stone that's on the forefoot to pick up 3 points. I mean, he does all the things so well, and if you need him to draw, he'll draw for you. So he was 10-1 in the round robin last year at the Brier. So you mentioned in one of your opening comments in that his track record throughout round robins in the Brier is fantastic. He's only won the one, but he's always there, and he's going to be there all this week.
And the teams he's lost to, Russ Howard, he lost to 1 year, Kerry Burtnick, Jeff Stoughton, they've gone on to do great things. So he's put in tremendous performances.
Scott Grant trying to get the double peel, and he's pretty close to doing it.
And it's over as well between Newfoundland and British Columbia. 10-4 the final. So Jeff Thomas from St. John's improves his record now to 4-1. Barry McPhee from Kamloops is 1-3.
Well, they've got rocks in play. Territory's playing the come around. And this is an end. You go all out for the steal. Yes, there's a Manitoba rock side, 12-foot. You ignore it. You try and stay near the center, and you play for the steal.
The Manitoba second, Chris Neufeld.
Trying to play the double and roll the shooter in front of the rock in the house. It's needed to curl a little bit more to catch the back one. They wanted to make sure they got the shooter rolling, so they were being a little careful with that.
Humphrey Power. Teasing him a little bit with a corner peeking out. Wouldn't even bite at that?
No, didn't really even look going by, except to maybe line up a possible double in case this overcurls, but they're just playing the peel.
Manitoba does have the hammer here in 9 and leading by 1-4-3. Trying to keep pace with Alberta as Manitoba and McPeters try to win their 5th in a row. Nolan McGowan. This team from Whitehorse has put up the guards well.
Very consistently right on center line. Nice and long, too, so the doubles aren't there, or at least not as easy.
Dan Carey. Our featured game, Alberta, a 10-3 winner over New Brunswick. Kevin Martin makes it 5 in a row, and Kevin's with Ray.
Kevin, obviously a terrific day. You came out this morning, you got 3 the first 10, and you just rolled from there on.
Yeah, it was a fun day, you bet. Well, Walsh just got that out-turn hard weight hit. It's just beautiful. It's absolutely great. It's fun to watch.
He's throwing it so square. The game this afternoon was another display of the complete package you have. You played that great shot, your last shot to come off the boards to get the 3.
Yeah, well, we figured it was worth the risk. What the heck? It's about a half a rock, kind of with peel weight, and if we miss it, we're still 1 up with it.
Kevin, Calgary's done a wonderful job with the Brier, and it's really taken it to another level. You must be very proud of the province and the city.
Oh, well, you know, Calgary, after doing the heck of a job they did in the Winter Olympics, they've outdone themselves again. It has taken the Brier to another level. There's no question about that. And, yeah, I'm really proud to be not only Albertan, but to be part of this. You know, it's just absolutely fabulous.
The other thing, you know, I wanted to ask you about, Kevin, I know that you had a chance to play in the Olympics when it was a demonstration sport. Is the thought of getting, that's another carrot at the end of this particular event as well. Does that thought cross your mind, maybe, you know, getting back to Brandon, getting back to the Olympics?
Oh, that thought crosses my mind all the time. You bet. You know, it means so much to me to get back there again. And you know, there's some unfinished business as far as that goes. But it's Canada's the toughest country when it comes to curling, and you know, to represent twice in the Olympics would be a dream come true. But man, what a tough thing.
The job is right here, right now.
You bet. Thanks.
You know, Kevin, just one last question. I just thought about the game you're going to have with in 11th draw. You got Mr. Wernick to play, and your thoughts about that game.
Well, you know, Eddie plays tough, and with the ice curling as much as it is, he's going to be really hard, you know. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun, you know, and this place is going to be rocking, and it's going to be pure enjoyment.
And you like to mix it up as well. You like lots of rocks and play as well.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. And you know, with neither are shying away from the rocks, boy, it makes, you know, the only problem is the clocks. 73 minutes. And we were talking with Wernick in the dressing room. It looks like we're going to have to throw them up, throw them back, then start the game because we'll never get more than 8 ends in.
Kevin, thanks very much, and good luck the rest of the way. Victor?
There's no doubt that he will be there at the end of the week. He is, as Ray and Linda have said, the complete package. Skip Stones here in 9 in the first from the Yukon Northwest Territories, and Lonnie Kofoed of Whitehorse.
Manitoba is sitting 2, but there is a way in, and you can come around the Yellowstone, the guard out in front, and the Redstone top 12-foot.
Oh, I really got to work to get it by here. Did they? No. Spill it in the other side.
And the weight was very close.
You're going to stay down there and do the thing from there. What's it like when you're on the ice level? Altogether different?
It's also warm down here, Vic. It's there's a, you know, it's warm in our booth, I know, but when you get down here, it's equally as warm. But you really have to be pleased with the way the ice crew here have kept control of this ice. It's all day today. It's the pebble's still strong, and taking a look down the sheet from this level, you can see it's flattened out a little bit in the slide path, but there's still some pebble there. So it's a great surface. We're going to have a great week, believe me.
Vic Peters and his first here in 9.
Trying to get there first, trying to come around the same path Lonnie tried. Lonnie just overcurled a little bit. Look at the movement.
And it'll crash too. Now, looking at this, Linda, do you play the draw, or do you maybe go after that one at the edge of the 12 and try to roll in from over there?
It's not a bad thought. The Yellowstone is second shot, so you could hit and try and sit 2.
And you could probably get a roll to the back of the 4-foot too, Vic. If he hits this properly and rolls across, he could get in behind the guards and be lying too, as Linda mentions.
No. Little work needed on that telestrator?
I don't look pretty good to me, Victor.
You leave for a couple of minutes, and she's right there with the pen.
I have to kind of
on me.
Pull the headset a little to reach. I can do it.
Lonnie Kofoed, he has a chance here now. Doesn't have last rock. He trails by 1. Could put some pressure on the Manitoba champion. Just got to work it to get by that guard. First of all, they do. There's the hit. Now where will it go? Oh, they hit it too thin.
When he let it go from this angle, you know, standing at the ice level, Vic, he really looked like he maybe got it started a bit. They didn't jump all over it to begin with, but it moved big time.
He throws from the tuck delivery, and it's a little more difficult to see anything that happens in the release as far as being inside, but it certainly took the curl early, and it would make you think he was a little bit inside of the target line.
Darn it. So, draw for 1, or do you play the tap for 2?
Well, no, but I mean,
it looks to me like he's drawing. I think the split might be there.
Back 4, though, right? I think T-line for sure, yeah.
We're just talking about the weight that Vic had on his last rock, trying to verify if it was the right draw weight. Now they're talking about the split. So this is shot rock over here, as we're talking about it. But this one only has to be tapped up a little, and the shooter to roll into this area here to get 2.
Very nice. A nice 2.
And they're making a good point. You only have to tap the redstone top 12 a few inches to get the sure one. You throw the draw weight, and if you happen to get it thin enough, you can spill in for the second point.
And it's a big second point. It would put Manitoba up by 3, coming home in 10 without last rock. Final stone for Vic Peters. He already knows Alberta's won to go to 5-0.
Yep, hard, buddy.
Good draw.
Well, the line isn't there for the split. They're just taking it in for 1 at the moment.
Straight draw then, says Dan Carey. And by for the straight draw, and he'll put it on the lid for a single here in 9. So Manitoba and Vic Peters will take a 2-point lead into 10, and Lonnie Kofoed from Whitehorse will have the hammer.
This sports break is brought to you by Wendy's Old-Fashioned Hamburgers.
Let's update some grapefruit baseball now. Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Texas Rangers in Port Charlotte, Florida. Rough afternoon for Pat Henkin. Second inning, the Rangers get on the board with Will Clark touching them for a solo shot here over right field. 1-0 Rangers. Third inning, another solo. This time, it's Ivan Pudge Rodriguez with it, lighting up the Jays Cy Young winner. Not in Cy Young form on this day in Florida. Texas goes on, I should say, to take the game 6-1. Montreal Expos, they finally won a game. They beat the Dodgers 4-2.
What do you get when you take Wendy's crispy chicken nuggets, 6 tender pieces cooked to a golden brown, served with your choice of savory sauces, and make them just $1.99?
You get busy.
Wendy's 6-piece crispy chicken nuggets, now just $1.99.
Deli shaved Black Forest ham, oven roasted turkey and chicken, assorted sub.
Popular downtown deli or the Winklers on Maple Street. Introducing the new and improved taste of Maple Leaf sandwich meats that will turn your home into a deli. Deli shaved Black Forest ham, oven roasted turkey and chicken. Sub Express with ham, bologna, and summer sausage.
You forgot the mustard on table 7.
And you forgot your check.
New Maple Leaf sandwich meats. Taste that's a cut above.
It was about the time that gold was discovered on Bonanza Creek that the Canadian Bank of Commerce set out on the epic trek to the Klondike to be the government's official bank. There was plenty of gold, all right, but the men knew they could trust the bank because they were there on behalf of the government and could see a larger dream, a dream called Canada.
As in the past, CIBC continues to play a pioneering role by investing in Canada's vision of the future. Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
3 of the 4 games in this afternoon's 7th draw are complete. Quebec rebounds. They are a winner over Saskatchewan. That's the game we're following now as we play 10, and the team from Whitehorse does have the last rock. Alberta's a winner, so Kevin Martin goes to 5-0 at Newfoundland. Boy, what a day for them. 2 big wins as they beat Ontario in the morning, and now BC. They sit at 4-1. Jeff Thomas from the St. John's Curling Club is with Ray.
Jeff, what a day. Fantastic day. You come out this morning firing and you beat the old master at his game.
First time we've been able to beat Ed, and I must say it's been a boost. It was a boost going into our second game against BC. It was a solid game this morning. Ed had not quite the game that he was used to, but no, we took advantage of his misses, and then that brought us right into the BC game.
Well, I watched a part of the game this morning. I didn't see it all, Jeff. I have to be honest with you. I slept in a bit, but I got here about the 5th end, and you just made everything. And you're right. Maybe Eddie wasn't as sharp as he could have been, but it was a terrific curling game. Lots of rocks in play.
Yes, yeah. You're going to play against Ed. You're not going to keep it wide open against him. So you got to go in and play his game, I think. I don't know of any other way to try and keep it clean on Ed.
The game against Barry McPhee, who has been struggling a little bit, admittedly, but a win like that against Eddie, really, as you just mentioned, you can really keep you rolling, and you played very well again this afternoon.
Yep, thanks, Ray. The whole team curling really well. It's great ice out here. very consistent, and it's easy. Now, you know, it's fairly easy to read. No tricky spots. You know, you bring your weight up, you flare a little bit, it's kind of coming back. But, you know, you throw the good rock and you're going to get good results.
Yeah, the ice crew have done a wonderful job considering the warmth of the building, ready to hold the pebble through the whole game.
It is warm out there, and they had to come in the fifth end and get a little bit of pebble around the hacks. Yeah, but no, they've done a great job.
I think you had the evening off this evening, and so you play Jim Packett tomorrow. Any thoughts about the next game, or just taking them one at a time?
Just taking them one at a time. I have no idea who's after Jim, and actually it's the first time I found out we're going against Jim. So yes, and it seems to be Jim's curling well, and we're just going to have to come up with another, you know, solid game and see where the chips lay.
Jeff, thanks very much for joining me. Nice to see you again. Nice to have you back, pal.
Yeah, it's been a while. Thanks, Ray.
Victor, he's hot. He's playing well, and that's all you need to win games in this game.
You bet. 4-1, Newfoundland, a big winner. 2 in a row today over Ontario and BC as we begin play here in the 10th with Manitoba leading 5-3. Interesting now as we play the second lead stone. First stone by Yukon Northwest Territories. Well, the first stone by Manitoba is thrown through, Linda. Then they put up the corner, the long corner you see just coming into view now. And then with the first or the second lead stone of Scott Grant, he comes around and sits just biting top 8.
Well, the come around is the interesting one, and Dan Carey came down the ice to talk to Vic Peters. The 2-up without situation is interesting with the free guard zone rule. When Dan came down, they said, well, what are we going to do? We know they can get one around that stone unless we make the perfect tick. So their decision, rather than to try to tick the corner guard off, was to come around it, to beat them in. It had to be in front of the tee line, and it was a pretty nice come around. But we see now there are 3 rocks in play, and the Territories have something they can try and work with.
Chris Neufeld.
And now you're going to see peels, and you're going to see Manitoba try to clean it up.
Jams the shooter on their own stone, top 12.
The nice thing, Linda, about the redstone in the rings is that it's in front of the tee line, and it's in behind the corner, but it does cause a little problem for the Territories if they're trying to get into that area.
Humphrey Power. I found Jeff Thomas's comments interesting in so much as he hasn't looked at the schedule. You told him he was playing Saskatchewan. I wonder if, did you, both of you, look ahead to see who you're playing, or did you, in fact, as they hate the cliche, one game at a time?
No, I asked him before, actually, we went on, on the air into the interview, Vic, and I said, what about you? Any thoughts of your next game? And he had no idea who he was even playing. So he's just, he's delayed. It's a big day. You beat Barry McPhee and you beat the Wrench. As you heard him say, I've never beaten him before. So it's, Eddie maybe being a little off his game, but that doesn't matter. You get the victory, and they made everything. I watched half of the game, and they played well against Barry, obviously.
Did you peek, Linda? Did you look ahead?
No, we didn't look ahead. And at the end of the week, when you're wanting teams to lose and needing you to beat certain teams, that's when I suppose it's difficult not to. But remaining focused on just going out and playing any 4 people that show up, that's the best way to do it. Take the same game into every time you step on the ice.
And at 4-1, Vic, he puts himself in a very strong position because, as Linda mentioned in her opening comments today, that lots of times 6-5, 7-4 for sure is going to have a shot at some kind of a playoff.
The nice thing, Ray, about his day is sometimes when we talk about it, if you do look at who you're playing and you come off a game like playing Ontario and playing well, then there's a little letdown because they're thinking, well, now I've beaten the big team, and obviously Wernick, one of the favorites, but he came out playing BC with the same solid game.
For sure, that's clear.
Dan Carey settles in the Manitoba third.
Yukon Northwest Terriers just hung in this game, and 2 down coming home with last rock. Anything is possible. They got the 1 or 2 rocks out in front. I think you got to make a move now in freeze to the front of the redstone. That's behind the corner.
How about one more corner?
Well, the team changed his mind.
I think I'd go to the face. I think I would have played the shot he called.
Nolan McCowan. In fact, I think I heard somebody up in the crowd yell freeze. So people are playing along here at the Canadian Airlines Saddledome. We'll be back with you, Draw 8, at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time after the NHL tonight. Barry McPhee has to get it going. He's struggling right now, sitting at 1-3 against Ontario. Ed Wernick at 3-1, but Ontario coming off that loss this morning, of course, to Newfoundland. Dan Carey.
Anxious moment.
Go the same weight. You guys get it there.
He's talking about the weight. They are playing the corner freeze.
Good. Get for line. Get for weight. Get for weight. Come on. 3 yards. Whoa, lots of weight, lots of weight. Come on. Whoa. Come on.
A little misjudgment there. Could they have, in fact, gotten into the face?
Well, they could have, but the angle on this is quite good, and if they'd swept it, it might have stayed a tiny bit straighter. Well, this is the big decision.
The other thing you can do here then is just, you could peel off the guard, draw to the other side.
Well, certainly at the moment, this rock is accessible and can be promoted back onto this one. It's a dangerous stone to remove as well. So you could peel the corner. The stone's causing you problems to get by this one and get it out.
A few dry ends there. 7 and 8 that
Skip stones to come here in this 10th. Manitoba leading by 2, 5-3, but it's the team from Whitehorse that has last rock.
we haven't won yet. Yeah, we have.
Another discussion was to play another one in the house.
Those circles are tough, aren't they, Linda?
Let me try one more.
I love it.
Oh, they are, Ray. It's getting worse. Have to go to Florida, I guess. Telestrator school.
Now, what's the thought on putting a second one in? May as well just put your points in there, force him to come and get you.
It's trying to negate the yellow one for being the winning point. 2 rocks are left, and they could score both of those for sure, but you don't want them to get the winning point. This is the one they're worried about. Still 2 rocks down the other end for the territories.
He'd like to hit the stone in the rings, but he's a little nervous about doing so. I would be peeling the guard, I think personally, but and make your opposition make a play on the shot stone. I would peel this guard off. I think that's what he's going to do. They talked a lot about going the other side and maybe trying to hit the rock, the second shot rock, but I would get this rock out of play.
So would I.
And the reason for that, Rick, is that the Yukon Northwest Territories is going to have to make a play on the redstone in some fashion with their own yellow, driving it back, tapping it back, and you could end up with a double or.
Vic's still tempted by the one in the house. He wanted to see how much he could see of it.
I'd like to take a shot at it.
No, he wants to.
No, he wants to hit this one.
You're going to play this. You're going to play it tight because you have to come across the face to drive it out this way.
Or is he just trying to tick it, Linda? What do you think?
You could probably jam it straight on and still spill it off your own. Not sure about the thin one.
First one by Vic Peters. Across the face, jammed it, got away with it. Just a reminder that Sports Desk with Rod Smith follows immediately our coverage here of the 7th draw of the Labatt Brier in Calgary.
Well, at first it looked like this would need a lot of sweeping, but it worked out perfectly.
Got the intern come around in behind the redstone. Try and get it buried.
Because the redstone is biting, you might have to bring it a little bit deeper than you'd like. T-line are a little bit better to get it totally buried. So this is the decision you have to make, how much to bury it, how deep to bring it.
Lonnie Kofoed at his first with a record of 1-2 coming into this 7th draw.
Come on!
Back four. Vic Peters with a chance to run the team from Whitehorse out of stones in the only game remaining here at the Canadian Airlines Saddledome on this Monday afternoon, day 3 of the Labatt Brier.
I'm just going to move over behind the sheet a little bit just before Vic throws it to see. He can just see just half of the stone, Vic.
Thought for a moment there you're going to walk out and hold the brush for him.
He'll be moving around when they're throwing, that's for sure.
I realize that. Final stone for Peters. Has a chance here to win 5 in a row and join Alberta on top of the table. Chris Neufeld, Scott Grant hovering over it. Got a piece. Just a piece. Far enough. Far enough. There it goes. Anxious moments for the Manitoba skip, but he got just enough to push it out and run the team from the Yukon Northwest Territories out of stones here in 10 for a 5-3 win. Manitoba keeps pace with Alberta here in Calgary.
Every year, the favorite at the church bake sale are Rosalind Wilson's Rice Krispie Squares. The pennies they earn help keep the church in good repair. This year, Rosalind has moved to a new parish. What better time for the introduction of Kellogg's ready-made Rice Krispie Squares? Kellogg's Rice Krispie Squares, now ready-made with the original recipe for the taste you know and love.
Maybe you think only those fast lane types need a Nokia cellular phone.
Bill, Bob, I'm running late.
Well, now Nokia's making cellular phones so easy.
So, cover for me during finger paints?
They're practically child's play.
Right, it's Science Day.
With Nokia's big screens, easy-to-find names and numbers, and sleek designs.
Coach, could you handle Sandbox for me? I'm like in a 4-lane parking lot. We're talking rest period before I get there. Oh, I forgot my show and tell.
So now we can all be in the fast lane. Nokia, Europe's leading cellular phone, also made in America, connecting people. It started with a pair of boots. Kodiak boots, actually. And it just grew from there. It grew from boots to shoes. From shoes to clothing. Everything to dress you up or dress you down. Oops, not that far down. You could say that wearing Kodiaks has taken on a whole new meaning.
Time now for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Interstate Batteries out of our featured game today. Alberta and Nova Scotia, excuse me.
Sorry, Vic, it comes very early in the game. Fifth in, Kevin Martin. Nova Scotia has shot rock in the house, and he has to play up a side rock. Look how close it is to the boards, almost touching. Hits it, comes across, takes three, and never looks back.
You know, Ray would have never stepped on me like that. A cash donation will be made to the Coaching Association of Canada for training and development of coaches in amateur sport on behalf of TSN and Interstate Batteries. Power fast and built to last. Kevin Martin, 5 straight wins. Hey, that's reason to smile.
My nose is stubbed up, dry, and irritated too.
Otravin. New Otravin with moisturizer.
You don't choose to have an accident, but you can choose your repair center. More than 1 million Canadians have relied on AutoPro, the largest network of automotive professionals. AutoPro Collision, a courteous reception, professional repairs, qualified technicians, specialized equipment, and in addition to AutoPro's national warranty, take advantage of our deductible protection plan. AutoPro Collision, people you can trust.
My nose is stubbed up, dry, and irritated too.
Otravin. New Otravin with moisturizer.
The 1997 Labatt Brier from Calgary, Alberta. Brought to you by Labatt, Good Things Brewing. By Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, Seeing Beyond. And by AT&T Canada. In a world of long distance, there is only one true choice.
He's been surprised by all the attention. He didn't think it would be that great. The rookie second for the Team Alberta, Rudy Ramcharan. And he and his Alberta mates are at 5-0 along with Manitoba, Newfoundland. What a great day for Jeff Thomas. New Brunswick, Ontario at 3-1, and Quebec at 2-3. And the separation has happened very early, I think, as you run through those at 3 losses and already at 4. Northern Ontario, PEI, both desperate now for wins. But Manitoba, Vic Peters wins again to keep pace with Alberta, and Vic's with Ray.
Victor, obviously a great start. You couldn't ask for anything better. 5-0. After your first game, you really got on a roll.
Yeah, my team started to really play well, and today we didn't play that well just now, but we played good in the early game, and you know, sometimes you just play good enough to win, and that was one of these times.
Well, he kept them in the game, though. Obviously, we didn't see the first part of that game because we were on another one, but in the last few ends, he made some great shots.
Right. As soon as he got on TV, he went nuts. So he said he should be on TV all the time, but no, he made really good shots. I mean, you know, and I was fortunate that it didn't go an extra end.
Vic, your thoughts so far about the event? Obviously, Calgary's done a wonderful job taking it to a new level. Kevin Martin was saying that. Maybe your thoughts about the event here in Calgary?
Oh, no doubt. It's just fabulous. I mean, right from the ice conditions to all the volunteers, everything is as first class as it can possibly be. So, you know, I don't think it can get any better than this.
Victor, thank you very much for joining me. Good luck the rest of the way. And Victor, he looks good out here.
He sure does, as Alberta and Manitoba will have the night off. The two 5-0 teams will be